really
not
that
bad.
bad?
Okay, Mark, I'm gonna be completely honest. I did listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't notice you being loud at all.
Okay.
I didn't think you were louder than us at all.
I just thought that I was
thought you were
quieter
just
than everyone.
yelling the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so you guys did listen to it?
I listened to the first 10 seconds and then was like, I can't handle how my voice sounds through my mic, and I couldn't do it.
I couldn't listen to how loud I was. So I
Yeah.
didn't listen either.
I listened to 2 minutes.
Nice. I mean, I think mine counts as a download because it downloads it automatically for me.
That's pretty good.
Same.
I also
let's check what
saw
we have on it.
It's gonna be like 5.
the ratings. Like in general, we have a 4.2
On what?
on Spotify rating the whole podcast. Tonight's watch has a 4.2.
So funny because that means that somebody probably gave it a 1 because I think we all spammed it.
It
with
was
a
me. It was
Really?
me as a
It
joke.
was Luke.
What?
That's
pretty
really
good.
And
funny.
now it's
Honestly,
But doesn't it make the rating look more real?
yes, I was
like,
gonna say that
4.2.
4.2 is better
Like,
than a 5.
it actually.
That's
Yes,
so
it makes
funny.
it
But does it go by like? Whenever I look up a
how
place,
many votes there are, though.
yeah, it's like when I look up a place on Yelp, if it has anything less than like a 4.5, I'm like, this probably sucks here.
4.5? That's so high, though.
If the way that they do
Yelp
like
is-
Yelp
yeah.
reviews, it's like usually like really good places will have like near a 5 or like 4.5 or higher.
It's,
Is it
it's
like
really
Rotten Tomatoes
weird.
where you say yes or no?
Right.
No,
it's mostly
it's like weird because I feel like the etiquette for Yelp is if it's a decent place, you just give it a 5. It's like you
5,
don't
yeah,
you
I
do
know.
5
I
or
like
1.
that.
So like
That's me on any social media that
it's
we use.
it's really weird though because of that it's like just 5-1 5-1. It's like how people use IMDb and it's like weird.
They use it
for
wrong.
movies,
Yeah.
But like for Yelp, I think it makes more sense. Like this place was either good or a bad experience.
Right.
No, because if I like anything, I give it a 5.
Right.
Yeah.
Or I don't give it any.
Joan's rubbing her face on my laptop screen, and it's a touch screen. So if I disconnect, that's probably why.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to see what we had for last episode so far for downloads. Also, Apple is being weird and it posted like 3 days late. So
I mean, that's okay. I mean, it comes
just
out when it
weird.
comes out.
well,
you
it was
know?
scheduled. That's why I don't understand.
That is weird.
Luke and Kelly,
Headphones
the
like
sheets are
this?
washed.
What did you just say?
I said the sheets are washed. Sky is here, so we're good.
Oh,
Are we
excited
gonna need
for this
cots? Because Luke made me bring cots.
I said you could if you wanted to, but I said you guys could both lay however you wanted on that bed. Like
He made me
Okay.
bring both of them, and they were
As a
so
precaution.
heavy.
It was a
And all the
precaution.
muscles in my arm fell out.
that
all
actually
'cause of
cuts off
Luke.
Wow.
circulation, Luke. That's extremely rude of you.
Oh
It
my
was a
god,
precaution.
Luke! Why would you do that? Luke, do you have?
I was
neighbors right
thinking
here?
ahead. What?
Do you have neighbors right here? They're
Yes.
gonna hear me yelling.
good.
Yes.
Tell them to listen to the podcast.
Yes.
Saltburn has 19
think I do.
downloads.
Better than I thought it would.
19
That's
downloads
great.
is pretty good, but it's crazy
That's
that
pretty
Trick or
good.
Treat has 424.
Why?
What happened with that
Don't
one?
know. I did no idea.
Did I promote that on something?
I don't know.
I can't
I
remember.
forget you're famous.
I'm
You are
most
famous. You do that on
definitely.
your-
Yes, I'm so famous. I remember giving a shout out to In the Dark, but I don't remember doing one for tonight's watch.
That's what it was. In the dark. Because I remember you shouted out one.
I know that if anybody comes to it, that would have been the first one they saw because we didn't post for 10 months.
Mm.
Or wait,
Oh,
no,
right.
since the 10th month. I don't know why I thought that. Sorry. Since October we hadn't posted, so that's
Right,
the only
right,
thing that would have been on there. But the one with Cameron before that, Interstellar, had 129, and nothing before had broken 100. So I don't know why those two were super popular.
Cameron's what we need.
Oh,
He's the
he's the
missing
pole?
ingredient, I guess.
He's the
yeah.
beauty. He's the beauty.
Yeah.
Gosh. Cameron. I love Cameron. All right, we got to do a catch up. Luke, your internet is bonked
Catch up.
right now.
Yeah, I know. And I feel like it just will be because I'm in my room. But
So just deal with it.
Come out here.
no. It just, this will have, I feel like it'll be okay because the mic is going to be terrible out there if I'm out
Luke,
there.
I'll
Plus
go
us
outside.
hearing.
Well, I feel like the
Oh.
mic is coming through okay outside. I feel like the mic is coming through okay, but like sometimes your video is just like bugging out.
Okay, I just feel like Kelly's mic, or like the one that Kelly's using, is gonna.
Gonna
I'll-
get some echo, some reverb.
Just try it. Well, now he's completely paused.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll
Ah.
see.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
This is crazy.
Whoa.
Whoa. This is like a found footage horror movie.
I feel like
I'm watching
watching Blair Witch.
Matt,
Yeah.
specifically you. Have you heard about Late Night with the Devil? That movie? With the one guy?
Yes, the one with David Dastmalchian.
Yes.
Yeah, is that
I'm
good? Have
really
you-
excited for it. I haven't
Oh, it
seen
hasn't
it.
come out yet. Okay.
It comes out in March, like for us to view. But I'm really excited. Because it's filmed like it's from the it's a found footage from the 70s, and even the trailer was like a 70s horror movie.
Is it quote unquote based on a true story, or is it just an original?
It's like a. Oh, I can hear myself in Luke's.
Yeah.
Back to the bedroom.
I'm sorry.
Well, technically, Luke. Hold
No,
on.
You can stay.
For audio
You want me
listeners,
to
it's
go?
okay.
I can go.
No, Luke.
Oh, has this
if you
started
sit-
already?
If you sit, oh yeah. If you sit close to Kelly if you sit next to Kelly on the couch and you both come through her mic,
We can share
you can
my-
still listen with your headphones, and then we'll just.
Oh, and then
I'll
we
mute
can switch
you.
headphones
I'll
and
just-
use the same mic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe we should restart.
No, keep it in.
Uncle Pat likes this.
This is what.
Ow.
I'm
But
just gonna mute
it's like
Luke's mic. Hold on, Luke, piece of shit. Okay, Luke's muted.
I'm the one who fucked everything up.
Well, it's Luke's fault.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so
Ouch!
I keep these in, but we're using.
No, we're switching home photos.
What is happening now with that?
What?
And we share a mic.
I'm still getting reverb.
No. You have to. You would have to physically do it yourself. You have to right click them and then click mute yourself. So I'm not picking it up with the recording right now.
Oh, I see.
Sorry, I did not explain at all.
Understood.
Here.
No. We'll just have it go through there, and that's a better mic than the headphones. No. Because I need those to listen.
Uncle Pat,
What?
we're not
Thing.
sure what's happening on the other end of this.
Oh, because you want. Oh, I see.
I
Sounds like
want those
We're
headphones. Catch
struggling.
up.
He came here to hear about Interview with the Vampire, and he's just getting technical difficulties.
Mm-hmm. You guys better apologize to Uncle Pat.
Now.
So loud.
Luke has burst eardrums.
I do.
Okay.
That's his own
Okay.
jam.
Scientifically proven.
Luke went to the hospital because I broke his eardrums. Oh, that's trippy, Luke. I like it.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Okay.
Oh, are we
Honestly,
screen?
that's probably better. Yeah, just
Yeah,
do
that
one
is
screen, that's
better.
fine.
That's a lot better.
I feel
This
like the
is good.
internet was bugging because of that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. Oh shit, what's my? Oh, I shouldn't say that on here. Never mind.
What'd you say?
No, I was just gonna ask
Oh.
what
He said-
my passcode stuff was, so don't worry about it.
I'll tell you. Yeah.
Wait, what? I sent this to Dad today and it worked.
Oh, the Paramount?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the password doesn't
Is it-
matter. Is it Thrasher M or is it Mark Thrasher, Luke?
Let me see.
Do you think Mom was
Wait,
showing her
wait.
kids Interview with the Vampire, and that's why she?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Oh, it just bugged. It worked when I pressed it again.
Mark.
Wait, don't tell it.
I got it. It's good. I have it. I'm good. Uncle Pat, what are your thoughts on Interview with a Vampire?
Well, in the Vampire Chronicles.
Wait a second. We are supposed to do catch up. Matt, you called that out. Thank
Oh.
you. I would have forgot.
Mhm.
Kelly, what have you been watching?
No.
Yes.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
I don't think
Or reading?
anything.
No reading?
Wait.
You logged a
Um,
movie today.
hold on.
Yeah, on your own. Did you watch it with Maya?
No, I watched half of it 2 days ago and the other
Mm.
half today.
Nice.
What it is, Luke and I have finished season 2 and 3 of Search Party. We're on
Nice.
season 4.
Yes.
And I still have 2 episodes left of This Is Going to Hurt because I haven't been emotionally prepared enough to watch the last 2 episodes.
Understandable.
I watched Love and Human Remains today, which is a very 90s movie from the 90s.
Kind of like the movie we watched
Like-
for this podcast.
But it was like Gregor Rocky adjacent. Adjacent.
The flavor of a Rocky, just a taste.
Yes, in the way that it was 90s and queer.
I see.
And kind of low budget. Not kind of.
Budget of $2.
Well, but like the costume design. Mwah. But it was fun. There was
Awesome.
There's a weird thing. A character was 17. He did not need to be 17. You know what I
It
mean?
always happens.
It always
Always happens.
happens.
Always
It was
happens.
weird. But it was like there was one of them turned out to be a serial killer. And he would men would literally rather kill people than admit they have feelings for each other. It's true. It's so true. And I think that will lead us back to our movie right now. I have less than 100 pages. What are you doing?
I'm testing something.
You're
Oh,
probably
that's so loud when you got close to the mic.
I have less than 100 pages left of the book that I was reading. Same book
Nice.
as last week, and it's really good. The last chapter I just read has been my favorite so far.
Nice.
So it's really good. All right, I think that's it.
Ethan.
Sweet. Luke.
So, I finished season 2 of Broadchurch.
Oh.
Very, very, very good. Very good. I recommend it to you guys again to watch it. And I also am now halfway through Broken Harbor. I now made it past the thing that was blood
Let me see.
or marker
Oh,
tip.
wonderful.
Conclusion. That's kind of ominous, though.
It's been around to be like a drop of blood, but it is pretty dark.
I'm past that. I read all of that
It's
last
catch
night.
up.
So I read the blood mark last night.
It's
And-
for sure catch up.
Mm-hmm.
School and work,
Ew.
Ew.
and that is it.
Nice.
All right, Matty Beef.
Mark.
No, you.
Oh, me? Okay. I don't think I watched any movies besides the one Interview with the Vampire, but I caught all the way up on True Detective. Caught all the way up on the most recent
Scott,
season.
Matt is Robert Edgerts now. What's that guy's name?
What are you talking about?
Robert Eggers, the guy who did The Witch.
No.
What are
Roger
you-
Ebert.
Oh, I'm Roger Ebert now. I know. I got a little bit too into my
I love
thoughts
it. I love
in
it.
that review. So I finished catching up on season 3 and watched the rest of season 4. Go find my thoughts in serialized. I won't sum them up here.
Man, I'm behind. I'm like
Well,
half the season behind.
that's only 3 episodes.
Yeah.
What else? I have like 92 pages left in The Secret
Well,
History.
now that's interesting because it was published in 1992.
Oh,
and
Luke.
no spoilers, but characters are being gross.
Oh!
Oh, you're talking about the C and the C?
Mm-hmm.
Hilarious that she named them Charles and Camilla, like the royal crown.
Oh, I'm aware.
Kind of.
I also
Is that funny?
started reading the Oppenheimer screenplay.
Oh, I got that for you.
Get wrecked, Luke. You,
Haha, Luke, get fucked.
It's written
Hey.
in part like the first person. When Oppenheimer's on
Yeah, I
screen,
know.
it's first person. It's crazy.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. But that's what I've been doing. Oh, and I started rewatching Ghosts.
Nice.
Oh, I need to give you my shit.
Yes, I'm only like 3 episodes in, so it's okay. But
I finished Ghosts
Yeah, I knew.
congratulations! Wow.
because I've been watching it with mom and dad for dinner. So I
Nice.
still have a special that's like 7 minutes that's on YouTube that we need to watch. but I finished Ghost. There's like a special for
awesome.
Red Nose Day.
What?
There's like a special for Red Nose Day.
For like in stage Red Nose Day.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, cool.
and it's one of my
Awesome.
favorite shows.
Well, yeah, it's so good. But that's it. Mark, what did you do?
I saw Mean Girls.
I saw your review of
Mean
that.
Girls.
Which is sad because I actually wanted to see it. Because
Yeah.
I like Mean Girls and I like musicals, so I thought I was the target audience. But it came off like cringy humor that I didn't like very much, and so it was just like awkward sitting there.
Was
And the
TikTok
audience
involved?
also wasn't
there's-
laughing,
The movie?
so
Ooh,
it's just
that's
kind of
a
like
bad experience.
silent
Yeah.
when. Also, they made some of the same jokes just worse. So it was like they were saying the same lines sometimes, and it was like the exact same movie. So it was like weird, just not my vibe. I'm not gonna shit on it. It's just not my vibe.
Was it very TikTok heavy?
There was multiple TikTok parts in it.
Ah.
I knew it.
Luke, you know what I think of
Oh,
is the
we do that.
Instagram live of Agents of Shield season 6. Remember when
No,
like
yeah.
that's when
yeah.
we knew the show was heading
Well, because
downhill.
you know what the best season was?
5.
It's like 24.
Yeah.
5. And then 6 was just not as good. as
like
we were
it just anyway. I finished the original Godzilla when I was playing with Luke and Tony.
Yeah. Nice. Wow.
Well, that's when you were watching.
Yeah. And then Godzilla Raids Again I also watched in the background while playing with Luke and Tony. And I did not need to watch that
Interesting.
fully.
Oh, okay.
People don't need that's the second one. People don't like it.
What?
The
Godzilla
second
breeds
Godzilla.
again.
Raids again.
Yeah,
No.
like
That breeds again.
Inappropriate. You can't say that.
I honestly thought that they were gonna wait till the later movies to introduce other monsters for him to fight. No, it was this one.
Immediately.
Was Mothra
Mhm.
immediately?
I don't know.
Was it Mothra?
I don't know what monster it was. I wasn't paying attention. That
'Cause-
much. But I saw him
Was it
wreck
like-
somebody, and there was a really funny scene where he absolutely wrecked.
Whoa. Wait. Who is the villain in Godzilla vs. Kong? It wasn't Mothra,
It
right?
was Mecha Godzilla.
Was Mothra?
There was another one.
Mothra was in
Mothra isn't
2014, and then the
He was.
three-headed dragon. I don't remember his name. Was the villain of King of the Monsters.
I'm gonna look him up because
Wasn't it Mothra of 2014?
I thought there was like an homage. Like
No, it
Bryan
was not
Cranston
Mothra.
was walking next to a jar and there's a moth.
Yeah,
It was
and everybody
King-
was like,
it was King Ghidorah.
Ghidorah. Yeah, I remember
Ghidorah.
that now.
Yeah.
Anyway, then I watched Interview with the Vampire. We watched Haunting of Bly Manor this week.
Ooh,
We
the whole
finished-
thing.
Yes.
Did you finish?
Oh,
Yep.
sick.
Cried. I cried so much. in the
Of
finale.
course.
Bluey. Just some episodes of Bluey. We're on season 2. I got some
Nice.
episodes of Bluey to show you guys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
The one with the bike.
Not Bike. I mean, I can show you Bike if you want.
Well, one with bedtime stories.
No. But
I'm trying to. There's someone on IMDb there like close to 10.0.
oh, okay, we'll watch those because there's ones that I don't remember of like because they're 7 minutes. I'm like that one's good, and then I forget because there's 52 episodes a season. So
52.
Breaking Bad, no, that's 62, right?
Breaking Bad.
I
Oh.
don't
No, it
know.
was 52.
Because it was the number of weeks in a year.
Oh,
Whoa. Just not care.
it's patronizing.
That was so mean.
I watched 2 episodes of Reno 911.
Oh,
you
I've
did?
also been watching that.
Okay.
Sorry,
Ooh,
I
so
forgot.
so you're 2 episodes in, and how many episodes are you?
We just watched season 2, episode 1.
Ooh, that's Oh, the next one is the one with Craig, I think.
It takes a second for
So-
me
The end of one.
to get acclimated to the times. Let's
Mark,
say that.
What I will say,
Back and it's still.
I think that already season 2 like is much tighter than season 1, where it's like they really figured out what they were doing.
I don't know why their
So-
faces.
I just mean like production value wise. It seems like they
Yeah.
knew what bits worked, and so
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
more
Yeah,
good
But
bits.
no, I
We
mean,
were
like,
talking about the offensiveness.
Jokes. Like, yeah.
Oh, it's bad.
It
Yeah.
has
Oh, it's
nothing to
bad.
do with how it looks. It's more just like.
Look, and I found it amazing.
But when I'm watching it by myself, and then Trini wakes up for a second and sees a part, I'm like, how do I
Yeah, yeah.
explain this?
Yeah.
Mark,
There-
you need to watch
yeah.
it with us.
Yeah.
There are
Because we make
moments.
you feel like a saint.
Yeah, there are moments when Katie and I are watching where we look at each other and we're like, Jesus. Like
Yeah.
it's yeah, I get it.
And
Wait
then
till they get to the
I'm
movie.
still only reading.
Hey, it's the same as Sunny.
It's the
it's the
same.
same
Sunny.
thing.
If you can do Sunny, you can do Reno.
That's fair. No, I'm fine with it. It's just like
I
takes me
get
a
it.
second. And I'm still reading The Wastelands.
Yes.
I have 170 pages left.
Close.
I really like it, except for one part which I really didn't like, which is sad. It's stuff with SA, and I don't think they handled it extremely well. It wasn't saying like, yeah, it was like, they didn't handle it terribly, but they didn't handle it. He didn't handle it extremely well either. Like it just was like a thing that happened, and it was like a demon thing, and it was just like, Anyway, I could have done without it for sure. So I didn't like that part, but everything else around that one part has been my favorite of the series so far. So I feel like conflicted because like that one part I just don't like to think about.
Can I ask you?
Yeah.
Of the Stephen King stuff you've read, because I've also noticed he goes into like excruciating details sometimes with things like that, where I'm like, I don't like
so
it's like too much.
Sometimes
I don't know.
yes, but that's not why like that.
It wasn't like that.
It wasn't really like that. Like it was kind of explaining how she felt, but like it wasn't explaining exactly what was happening because he sometimes over-explains stuff that's like gross to read. It wasn't really like that. I just wish that he would have. I don't know. She was just okay after too, and it was just like nothing happened. I was just like,
I see.
This doesn't feel right.
The reason I say that is because I remember specifically in Bag of Bones, he like explains something like that in just like excruciating detail, like unnecessarily. Where I was like, I feel kind of sick reading this. Yeah.
So other than that,
like that,
though, I really like this book, and Luke. Other than that part, I think you'll really like this book, and it has a.
Okay.
Wait, I won't even tell you what it's. Never mind. Done. Anyway, that's all I've done.
Talking about.
Oh no!
I didn't caught up.
Okay.
And so I was lost. So I was trying to, but I pieced it together.
Okay.
Kelly telling.
And by piecing it together, you mean Kelly muted and told you?
Yes. No, I understand where you guys are coming from. My brain is processing enough to think of like specific examples.
Yeah.
But I understand.
Yeah, it just depends how it's portrayed, and it's also in this story. I didn't think stuff like that would happen, and it definitely did not need to. So that's why I was like, well, why is this? Why am I reading this?
Got it.
Yeah. On a lighter note, I forgot something I went to mention. I've been keeping up on Abbott Elementary.
Oh, I've only watched the first one.
Yesterday's episode is a solid one. That's all I'll say. It's a good one.
Gregory's Garden?
No, it's called Smoking.
Did you watch the first one, Luke and Kelly?
No.
I'm waiting till more come out. What's your excuse?
I watch it with you guys.
Yeah, that's
okay.
That's
fine.
They just feel like they're like my friends, and I like watching their show.
That's why I was asking, because I didn't know if you guys wanted to watch it this weekend. But if you're waiting for more, Kelly, that's fine. I'll show you more Bluey.
No, we can totally watch it this weekend if you want.
Well, it depends on how much Bluey we're watching.
Well, I've got a lot of Bluey to catch up.
No.
Do I need to turn the movie off?
Yo, you said we should watch it this weekend, and I thought you were talking about Bluey.
No.
But then
we should watch this weekend. Coco Melon.
Oh. Palate cleanser after you learn too many lessons from Bluey. Okay, Interview with the Vampire.
Speaking of learning lessons,
I think Matt should start because it was Matt's choice.
The Vampire.
Okay. Interview with the Vampire.
This is gonna be better. This is gonna be
the Vampire Chronicles.
The Vampire Chronicles.
That's why those headphones are worse, because I don't hear myself. I don't hear you through.
What is happening, Matt? What did you think of
know.
it? Was it Interview with the Vampire or the Interview? No, Interview with the Vampire.
Interview with
the Vampire Chronicles.
The Vampire Chronicles, which right off the bat, hilarious. No need to put the Vampire Chronicles on there. There's no reason to do that.
Were they planning on making more? Is that why?
Well, they made Queen of the Damned
But
10 years
not
later.
Connected.
No,
It is.
not at all.
Not...
Well, but it's not
it's
like in a
connected, but
shared
it's not, like-
universe.
Well, it's like because it's still Lestat, but it's a different
It's
actor.
a different
and it's
actor,
different-
not the same
Oh, I thought you just meant like the
continuity.
It's not-
story itself. Yeah, the story is connected.
Oh yeah,
but-
not
The
the same
story's connected,
continuity.
but-
Yeah.
Wait,
Um,
wait. Can I read you the
Yeah.
plot?
Oh please, yes, please do it, and then I'll
Oh,
give you my
the
thoughts.
Boy.
Oh, for Queen of the Damned.
Just no, Matt.
Yeah.
You're
Oh.
gonna have to read the
Matt knows.
synopsis because it was your choice.
Okay.
So I just wanted to
I-
read Queen of the Damned, the really short, like the short, like tiny thing, because I
Yeah.
thought it was the funniest thing. Because
Matt's read The Vampire Lestat.
And I just bought
Oh.
Queen of the Damned at
Okay.
Bookman's last week.
Good,
So
We were just there.
really,
Yeah.
in this
I love
loose
Bookman's.
sequel to Interview with the Vampire Chronicles 1994, the vampire Lestat becomes a rock star whose music wakes up equally beautiful and monstrous queen of all monsters or all vampires.
hell yeah.
The music
You-
wakes
The
up Queen of the
music.
Damned.
Yeah, that
What?
part
It's
in the book
incredible.
is in the Vampire Lestat is so funny because it's like definitely written by like someone who's not into rock music. It
Whoa.
seems.
Okay, Matt.
Whoa. Okay.
He said
Okay.
He said it
Okay.
seems like he said
I said it seems like I don't know for
he
sure.
added that at the end. It's fine.
I'll read you the before I give my thoughts. Two of the IMDb synopses
Okay.
of Interview with the Vampire : The Vampire Chronicles.
There are two.
Well, there's a ton of them, but I was just gonna read the first two. The first one just says a vampire tells his epic life story, love, betrayal, loneliness, and hunger, and that's it. That's all it says.
Wait,
Um,
the second one, are you gonna read like the full synopsis? Like go to the synopsis page. That's
I'm
what-
just on the synopsis
Okay.
page. Yeah. Against the backdrop of a gloomy San Francisco, the nearly 2-century old vampire Louis
Wait,
de
what?
Point du Lac.
Luke,
What
shut
did you
up.
say?
Put your other headphone on. You have a broken.
No,
ears.
but this is better because
Then Luke, do you realize that she's on your other side though? So it'd be better to, if you're trying to hear her. So you're getting confused because you're still gonna muffle her.
no.
No,
I've heard it both
don't
ways.
understand.
That's the
Uncle
choir.
Pat, if you're
Yeah.
if you're watching,
choir?
well, no, if
Oh,
you're
no, I'm
listening,
sorry.
He's listening.
go to
yeah.
the video because Luke is a disaster, and be ashamed that he is your nephew.
Oh
Is that
no,
right?
my right ear is.
Bloodkin. Yeah. Okay. So Louis de Point du Lac recounts the unbelievable
Louis.
story. The unbelievable story of his eternal transformation and a life worse than death to this septic reporter Daniel Malloy. Spanning
Like poop.
they're trying to say skeptic. They
Oh.
spelled it wrong.
Oh,
Skeptic. They meant skeptic.
Oh,
Septic means poo poo.
They spelled it SC, so I was like septic. Spanning 200 years of cruel betrayals, extreme solitude, and unquenched thirst, Louis' grimly fascinating tale pivots around his perpetually regrettable decision to embrace the dictatorship of blood, and above all, his maker, the seductive blonde aristocrat of death, Lestat de Lioncourt.
it's important that he's blonde.
Is Louis' mystical epic of bloodshed genuine? Is this indeed an interview with a vampire?
what?
I'm in love with the person that. Wait, is that it?
That's it.
That's it? I'm in love with the
why
person
is
who wrote
why
that.
was Luke so long?
Well, there is one below that gives
That's
way
fine.
more detail, but I wanted to just leave it for
Yes,
the
good.
discussion.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Initial thoughts. This movie tonally is hilarious. I don't know what it was going for half the time. There are moments where, like, in the book, they read so dark and scary, and they play them so silly in the movie. It was so funny. Tom Cruise yells every line, yells or whispers the whole movie. Kirsten Dunst was great.
Mhm.
Christian Slater, surprised to see him, and Tandy Newton, not mad that
Yeah.
they're there. And I think to sum it up, a review on Letterboxd really kind of put it succinctly. It was both gayer than I thought it was going to be and not gay enough.
Yes,
You
yes, we saw
know,
that. Yes,
Mm.
yes.
I will say
Mm.
For 1994, it had much more subtext than I was. Well, it's not even subtext.
It's
It's
text.
just
It's
text.
text.
It's not.
Than I was expecting, but also there was still way more in the book. So I was like, okay, they could have gone further,
I
but I'm
heard-
happy. You know.
I don't know if it's true, but I heard that Anne Rice wasn't sure if the filmmakers were going to be able to make the movie without making Louis a woman. Because it's
Are you
so
kidding me?
gay.
Well, you know what's funny too is that I was happy to see that she wrote the screenplay. I was like, okay, she's getting her hands in here.
I did hear that it was heavily rewritten by the
Yeah.
director. Okay.
Oh, but I
That
heard
would make
that
sense.
she like praised the movie when it came out and said it
He
was
did,
amazing.
but
so-
he did. But I
I-
also heard that Neil Jordan, right? That's his name.
Yeah, the director. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The moment where Armand and Louis are talking and they're just like breathing into each other's
that
mouths.
was-
That was good.
I loved it. Anyway, those are the initial thoughts. Anyone else initial thoughts?
Know if the Church of Scientology if the Church of Scientology knows that Tom Cruise cuntified this much in 1994.
Well, you know what? When he was trying to like convince Louis of stuff, I was like, I bet you this is how they get people to join Scientology. Like
Mm.
he was employing some tactics where I
Maybe
was
he
like,
just thinks he's Lestat.
that's what it
Maybe.
is.
I just want to know if they knew that he cuntified this hard.
There's no
You
way.
know what? I
If
think
they
they
knew that he-
chose to ignore it.
If he was
Especially
this
'cause-
gay once in 1994.
Because
Once.
now he's like big action movie star, which I also love Ethan Hunt, but like that's all he does
No.
now.
Yeah.
And but like I've never seen him gay like this. You know?
Yeah, but you haven't
Is he
seen
even gay like this?
Oh, Risky
Has
Business.
he
he's
ever
probably
been
not.
gay? In a
Like
movie?
this?
You know,
Like
movie?
this? Well, no, nothing.
Okay,
Not
Top
like
Gun.
this.
Okay, I
loved
know-
it.
Fun.
Top Gun is like so straight
No.
that it's gay.
Oh no,
It's so
that's
gay.
so gay that it's straight.
That one's like
Ooh.
that's what Kelly was talking about earlier, where it's like I would literally go commit war crimes instead of talk to my buddies about their feelings. That's Top Gun.
Yeah.
Oh no, they
Uh-oh.
froze.
I couldn't tell. I thought Luke was just disassociating, to be honest.
The tip off was Kelly. Kelly wouldn't be dissociating.
Yeah,
like
to
that.
be honest, Luke still looks like he could be live and disassociate. I hope that they can hear us.
We gotta fill the space until they come back. We don't want dead air.
Okay, do you want to see my Sky? Come here. You want to see Sky again? Come here. She gave me the nastiest look back and then just turned away.
Oh,
That's okay.
rude.
She got it. Here's
Mark,
the
let
cat.
me ask you. There's a cat.
Do you want to say
Hi,
hi?
Sky.
That's
Hello.
you. That's you.
Joan was sitting on the bed staring in the mirror at herself earlier, and I was wondering what was going through her head.
Mhm. Hey, I love you. You're an absolute butt, but I love you. Go play.
Mark, let me ask you while we wait for them to return. Did you know anything about Interview with the Vampire before you watched this?
All I knew is that it was vampires and it was super gay, and that's all Kelly told me.
I don't know if I knew when I read it, I didn't realize that like that was like the point, or like because the
Mhm.
book was written in the 70s, so it was like much more
Uh,
subtextual and not like so like text. But like when I read it, I was like, dang, this shit good, you know?
Mhm.
So I was wondering, just going into it, what it was like, because like I said, tonally too, it's like different than the book. Sometimes they really lean into like the silliness in certain moments when they were killing people, and people were like, you could basically see the wires that they were pulling.
Oh
people.
my god, it
It
was,
was
like
bad.
it was like Atomic Blonde.
Yes. Okay. What was wrong with Atomic Blonde? I thought it was supposed to be better.
It was just wires.
they-
What are you talking about?
What?
Hey, you're back. Hello.
Okay,
Atomic
Why if I
Blonde
go
was
complete?
fun, but maybe I'm only remembering that because the only thing I remember
Wires.
from that movie was a lesbian scene happening in theaters and mom covering my eyes with her hand and me ripping away.
Well, there
was
was.
like-
It's gay.
There was.
Wasn't
Sorry.
that like it was like 2017, 2018? It's
2017.
like not that long ago. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. Right.
Luke.
Luke,
Guys.
wrong year.
No.
Wrong year.
It was 2017. Well, I was 12.
Yeah.
No. My right ear is not as good.
Okay.
I don't know. It's louder in this one.
What'd we miss?
we were just
we were just filling time.
yeah, it was not important at all.
Oh, interesting. I can't wait to listen back.
No,
I was
don't worry about it.
asking Mark if he knew at all what this movie was going to be like going into it.
Ah.
And I told him that all that I knew was it was vampires and it was super gay because of you, Kelly. That's all you had said about it.
You didn't have to read it.
What?
No, you didn't have to read my review until you watched the movie.
No. Like you just said it. I didn't read your review until after I saw the
Because of the
movie.
show.
Yeah, you have
Oh, because
mentioned
the
this.
show was me talking about the
Yes,
show.
yes.
Okay.
So I knew about it
So
before.
okay. I've seen all of the show except for the last episode because I have a problem.
Yep, sounds right.
I went to go
Well,
look
we'll
for
watch it together and then
Kelly, where is it? Because I went to look for
AMC
it.
Plus.
Okay, that's
on my. I have AMC Plus, so I'll also
Got
give
it.
you that.
Oh,
awesome. Thanks.
Yeah. Yes.
Your guys's. I want anyone else's initial thoughts on this.
I don't know what was going on, but I think it was hot.
Good. That's good. Luke, same.
I didn't know what was going on.
Oh.
I missed a lot of
Social.
social
I think that's your fault.
happening.
There was so much going on.
Yeah.
Really, I was pretty I was fine with most stuff except for
Oh.
why was he a plantation owner?
Yeah. What's
And
the obsession
because-
with making
yeah.
Because it was 1791 and he was rich. I don't know.
Well, but why even set it you don't have to write that. So you can just change the setting.
setting.
The portrayal of the group of slaves was bad. I was
So-
like, oh,
Because he is supposed to be the sympathetic one.
yeah.
We're supposed to feel bad for this guy who's
Because
a
I thought
plantation.
Lestat was the owner of the plantation.
And he was not.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it was
Is Louis.
weird.
But, like,
Anyway,
But
that's
like
just
in
my weird
Twilight,
bit.
why was Jasper
Yes.
a Confederate soldier?
That one has always baffled me. I have
Because-
no idea why they did that.
With that one, you can change one word and it's fine.
And it's
Change
fine.
Confederate to Union and it's fine.
It's fine. I
But
don't get it
why
either.
did they have to make it? What's the obsession with making vampires bad people?
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right. Well.
Other than so that was my issue. But Kirsten Dunst,
Popped off.
Yeah, she was really good.
and I had fun with this.
Mark.
I was also confused, but it kept me entertained for 2 hours. 2-hour movies, 2:10, and this was 2:04. But it was hitting that time where I'm like, eh.
Mhm.
It kept me entertained. There's parts of it I absolutely love and I think are iconic.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Me too.
Specifically, the tunnel when he started walking.
Yes. The silly little guy.
The silly little guy.
And
Santiago dancing on the ceiling.
Also,
Santiago. You were asking.
my second favorite part was when Lestat came back from the dead and then died immediately again in 5 minutes.
Oh yeah. That was good. That was really good.
So
I
there
liked
was-
his makeup.
Yeah, there was parts that I liked. Kirsten Dunst was great, but also made me feel uncomfy watching. It was just weird.
Yeah.
So it was just So yeah, it kept
Matt-
me entertained, and that's all I can ask for a movie to do, I guess.
In
And it
the
was gay.
book,
Yeah.
it was.
Hell yeah.
I
It
can
was.
you guys believe though that none of the men kissed in this movie?
know,
The
it's
kiss in this
disappointing.
movie is between an 11-year-old and an adult.
Yeah,
No,
that was
How crazy is that?
That was weird. That was
None of the men kissed, but a child and an adult did.
Antonio Banderas
Oh yes,
that close.
They
It
were-
was.
I know.
I
They
was
were
like,
sweet.
I was like, this is 1994. I was like, are they really? And I was like, oh,
Well, because
come on, 1994.
there have been gayer movies, obviously, that had explicit stuff before this, but not to this high budget.
Mhm.
It had Brad
I don't
Pitt in
think-
this movie. Yeah,
Brad
like
Pitt.
right,
Well,
like
When was Thelma and Louise? Because that was his first.
1991.
Oh.
yeah.
Mm.
But he's only in that movie for probably a total of 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, he's there to take his shirt off and rob them. But
Yeah.
but that was his first
Big time role. Yeah.
yeah.
And so this is
Um,
only 3 years after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. Tom Cruise was big though already. So
I
I
like Tom-
personally think
Oh, sorry, good.
Oh, no, go ahead. I want to hear your thoughts on it first.
Tom Cruise's acting I thought got better.
I was gonna say I felt like Lestat was totally miscast.
You should watch the show.
But he's like
Because-
iconic because he's miscast. So the way he's acting
Okay.
is like good.
Yeah.
And I like it because it doesn't feel right.
Okay,
I have no idea what he's doing 98% of the time.
That's why I love his performance in this movie. Because what?
I liked it. I
I
liked
liked
it
it a lot.
actually.
I will say, in the book, that Lestat feels like a completely different character than Tom Cruise's
That's so funny.
Matt,
Lestat. Yeah.
the guy who plays Lestat in the show does a phenomenal job of being
Who is
like cunty. His name is Sam Reed.
Okay.
Of being cunty and sassy, but there's also like he is more. There's more to him. There's a
Yeah,
lot
well,
more layers.
That's the thing. The thing I do like about him is like he's mysterious and brooding and such a bitch most of the
Yes.
time. Like he's just so like for no reason.
Mhm.
Also, he was like recovering for hundreds of years in the house and feeding on rats and just waiting
Rats.
for Louis to
Yeah.
come back. Like, what is going on?
Oh my god.
Petty
Guys,
bitch.
The ending when he jumps in the car.
So good.
That-
The ending's so good.
What I'll say, this movie was fun and so entertaining. I think that like on a technical level there are a lot of problems, but I like it a lot.
cares?
But it kind of adds to it. It's the
It's
same thing
so
as Tom
fun.
Yeah.
Cruise's like performances. If
Yeah.
it was good, I feel like I'd be more bored. But it's like I was
Right.
interested every
Yes,
time he was on the
I-
screen.
Like
Yes.
the first 20 minutes of the movie, they go so fast. The pacing is so crazy.
Well, I
Matt,
would
answer
say
this for us. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mark, go.
Oh no, so I was just gonna say that like to be honest, Brad Pitt was my least favorite part of this movie, and not that he's bad, but like he is like since he's playing the straight man, I'm just like Lestat.
Well-
Give me some Lestat.
No, I
I
agreed.
agree.
I actually
yeah.
I liked
Mm-hmm.
Tom Cruise,
Yeah.
but then Brad Pitt would come on. It was just I don't know.
I
Seemed
think
What's
like
going on?
Yes.
Well, I said Tom Cruise was miscast. I also think Brad Pitt either was miscast or the character wasn't written well enough for the screen. Because in the book, Louis is such an interesting character, and
guys should
he was
watch
just
the
kind of
show.
like a plank of wood in this
Hey, what
you
gonna do?
movie.
But also,
Oh
then
my-
he was with this 11-year-old, and I was like,
Okay, but he wasn't
Yeah.
with her.
no. And okay, so this is something that I have talked
Yeah.
about with Trini a lot with like vampire stuff. Either way, 11 is you know, but like always with vampire stuff, like Vampire Diaries, they're in high school when they die, so they're 17 forever. So then they're
Yeah.
aging, but they're not maturing, and it's like
Weird.
it's weird, and it's like why not just make these characters of age so
Oh,
then
no.
you don't have to worry about
Well,
it.
that's okay, but that's the whole plight of Claudia.
Yeah, and that's kind of like
Right.
the point of her character
But
is that
Only fucking-
she is maturing emotionally.
yes, but
kind of,
they didn't
you
need to
know.
put them in a relationship. I don't know.
I
At
don't think
least-
they
well,
were.
they
What I
weren't.
was saying is they weren't in a relationship.
They weren't. No.
He was like he thought he was her dad.
Yeah.
So her
I will say
kissing him
it
was
was.
that she's feeling that, but he wasn't feeling that.
When did she kiss him?
She put her hand to cover it.
To like cover
He's
to not show
laying-
it,
It
but
was like
she
a
was like
goodbye.
it was,
It was
supposed to
like
be
a
implied.
goodbye because he was gonna go leave to be with Armand.
Oh right. Okay. Yes.
And she like he was laying down and she like put her hand in it, covered it. So at least there's that.
I will say because translating a book to a movie, you kind of like lose some context. He never considered her. It was never like a relationship that way. It was always more like a father-daughter relationship. At one point, Claudia is kind of confused, and she feels like she wants a relationship with him, and he's like, "I ain't about that." You
Okay.
Yeah.
know, like he's like, "I don't want that." It's hard to come through in a 2-hour movie, which is why it's much more suited to a show. You
Mhm.
can go way more into
Yeah.
like I wish they would have spent more time with the theater of vampires because I feel like that went by really quickly, and I was like, they spent a lot of time with that in the book.
I guess
So,
what I couldn't
Matt,
tell.
you
Sorry, just on the Claudia thing. I just
Go ahead.
what I couldn't
Yeah.
tell was that if they were not showing it too much because they were just didn't want to show too much of this relationship, or
Oh,
if
I
it was
see.
because he actually didn't feel it for her, or if they're just trying to imply that it was happening. So I was like, are they implying that they are together? They just don't want to show it too much because she's 11, or so like I couldn't tell what the movie was trying to do, and the way I took it was the incorrect way of like they just weren't showing it, but they were implying that he actually did think of her that way.
So since he lost a child at the very beginning in the opening narration, they go by it really quick. He lost his wife and child, and so I think this is a surrogate child for him of sorts.
Matt, in the book, isn't it his brother, Paul, that dies at the beginning?
Yes.
That he feels guilty for?
You are right. They changed that for the movie.
Which is
because
weird.
I was wondering too, because when they said he had a daughter who died, I was like, he did have a wife who died in the book, I think.
Oh, he did?
Like even before the book starts, it's like, hey, Lestat's been, widower. Yeah, I think if I remember
Lestat,
correctly.
not Louis.
No, sorry, Louis.
Oh, okay.
Too many L's.
Too many L's. Louis.
Louis. Yeah, Mark, but I understand. It's hard. It does not. It comes across a little strange.
Yeah,
but
well, that makes me feel a lot better. Let's say that. Because with the movie, I was like, I feel weird.
Yeah.
At no point in the book is it ever more than like a a paternal figure.
It's also like
if
she feels that way, that's different because she's maturing, and if he's like, I can't like because of this, that I feel like that's good storytelling because it's like literally like she's like
But they should have conveyed that better.
But the way they conveyed it was confusing to me, and I'm a dum-dum when I watch movies, so
it's not you. I've read the book, and even I was like, wow, they're zooming through some of this plot detail, you know.
So we're wondering because it felt like multiple because everything was going on. Does all of this happen in the first book?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
This is
it
all
feels like multiple books.
Well, that was like my main gripe. I watched the first half hour at one point and then watched the rest of it later in the day. One, because I couldn't see anything because I was trying to watch it during the day, and I was like, and it's always an issue. Also, I couldn't hear. I had to like sit so close to the TV to hear what they were saying because they were like whispering half their lines, and then it got really loud, and I was like, But it all happens in that first book, yeah.
Matt, you might like this. Is that season 1 doesn't even get into the theater yet. That's gonna be season 2. Like they go into so much character detail and all of that it's not even in season 1.
It's gonna be in season 2 because they skipped over some stuff. Like on their trip to Europe on the boat, there's a whole like part in the book about them searching around, like being in Romania and Transylvania, in all sorts of, because they said that like that's all fiction, it's not there, but like he finds like an old vampire there, but it's like to the point where it's not even, it doesn't look like a normal vampire. He's basically like a wraith, where it's like,
oh my god,
it's scary. It's like a legitimately scary part of the book, and they just skipped over it because it's not essential to the plot. But like I was like, I want them to go into that.
So yeah, season 1 is mainly just about the dynamic of the three of them.
Gotcha.
It's really interesting.
Well, and that's the most interesting part. I'm going to be honest. In the first half hour, I was like, okay, I don't know if this movie's got me yet. It's when Claudia showed up, I was like, it got way more dynamic, and like the relationships got more interesting, where I was like, all right, okay, this is better.
In the book, she's 5, right?
I think she's an in between. I think she might be 8. I don't think she's as old as 11, but I don't know if she's as young as 5 either. I can look that up.
I saw it. But in the show, she's like 14 because she's played by an actress who's an adult, like who's like 19.
I see. Okay, so she's 6.
Like Ellie. She's 6 in the book. 6. That's crazy. Because like that's what makes her so compelling, though. Because imagine being 6 your entire death, but like for years. How confusing would that be?
Right. Like I thought that scene was actually really well done, where she's. I don't like. I want to be her, and just the heartbreaking thing of being like, you never can be like that, Yeah.
That's why Claudia was my favorite.
Me too.
In the show and probably the movie too, because no, it's probably the stat.
I will say that I thought Armand was well cast. I thought Antonio Banderas did a good job.
Hell Yeah.
Oh no. Okay. I thought they should have given him more. Like I felt like his character was cut a little short in the movie. Because he seemed like to have a much bigger part. Like his whole like, you know how each vampire they said has like kind of a special skill, like Twilight. His is like mesmerism, right? Like he can, like they were saying that Lestat can read minds, and so he tells Louis to read minds, and Louis can't, and he's like, well, I guess he didn't get
I
that
thought
one.
he was
I think
messing
Luke
with
was
him.
confused about Twilight.
No, like Lestat actually can kind of read minds a little
Oh,
bit,
interesting.
which is why when Claudia and Lou is plotting to kill him, she really has to like think like other thoughts, like so that he doesn't read her mind.
Yeah, that's in the. You guys, I'm telling you.
And Armand's is that like he can basically like hypnotize you. Like he's just so alluring that
Well,
it's
he
hard
can
to say no to
hypnotize
him.
me.
Yeah, which they kind of get into.
Mhm.
But like I wish they would have been like more clear that it's like he's not just hot. This is his power.
No,
It's not
like,
just Antonio
Matt,
Banderas.
you don't get it. Hot is his power.
He's also hot.
Has
Hot
nothing
is
to
his
do-
Mark.
Yeah.
You
could
should
not
have
be-
written this movie.
I was shocked at how
Hot
young
is-
he was. I don't know if I've ever seen Antonio Banderas so young. I was like, wow, he was a baby in this movie.
Yeah, that
I remember him from Spy
I
Kids.
wish he was. I wish he was in it more, Matt. Too. I think they like
Yeah.
kind of glossed over that part. It was. I mean, but the whole movie is kind of bouncing around, which is good for my ADHD.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and after 2 hours, I had multiple snacks, so I was like starting to thrash around in the bed. But
Did you watch it alone?
Yeah, I
Did
did.
both of you watch it alone?
Yeah.
So
Mm.
I watched it while Katie took a nap next to me, and so I think she was catching bits of it.
Oh, I watched it with Sky. So
Nice.
Ah.
yeah.
Do you
Oh.
guys remember at the beginning, in the first episode of What We Do in the Shadows, when Guillermo has a framed photo of Antonio Banderas as
Oh.
Armand, and he's like, and I saw him, and I was like, if he can do it, so can I.
Wait,
I love
That's
it.
perfect.
I have a note. The
Yeah.
makeup and wigs are crazy. That's all I'll say. Also, they look
But the
very
costumes-
uncomfortable wearing their teeth. Like their mouths are
Oh,
just
yeah.
like
Oh,
you could tell
they should have done like, because you can tell when they're talking too that it does not feel comfortable in their mouths. Like I feel like they should have given them to the actors ahead of time and let them get used to them a little more.
Well, they could just
The
do it like how any other vampire show does, where when you don't see their mouths close up, just have them
Just-
talk. You don't
but-
see this anyway until like it's like a close up.
Well, they have new things where you can just put them over the canine
like,
teeth, I think,
yeah.
instead of a full like mouthpiece.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it was
Those are
interesting to
beautiful,
watch
though.
this. But like I said, guys, this was gayer than Vampire Diaries, which is good. And and everyone cut out. But it was unexpected when you think about Vampire Diaries. Before I watched it, I thought it would be gay. Actually, the originals has gay characters in it, and they kiss
Nice.
on screen. So
Hell yeah.
they're fine.
Is it somehow straighter, though?
I will say, I
There's no gay
believe-
kiss in this movie, and this is the gayest thing I've ever seen next to Scream, 1996.
True. I think both actors are straight, but you know, it is what it is.
I see. It is. Well, you take victories where you can get them.
At least it's you can tell throughout the years they're starting to make progress with the universe, though,
Yeah.
because like finally two gay characters kiss. It's like Jesus Christ,
It took a long
It's
time.
been this long and they're
It's took-
vampires.
10 years.
What's the what is the ranking of the gayest vampire thing though? Because like this is the gayest thing I've ever seen, and then why do I still want to put Lost Boys first?
Lost Boys is
Oh,
gayer.
Lost
know?
Boys. Yeah, for sure.
Well, Lost,
Lost
Boys,
Boys,
just is gay because like
number
it
one.
doesn't want to portray itself as gay, but it is. So then that's gay.
But it's
this is
so well. I think it does.
There's subtext.
Well, there is subtext.
Corey Haim.
with Corey Haim.
that's
There-
true.
Yeah.
Actually, yes.
With the,
Actually,
with
yeah.
the naked Rob Lowe on the closet,
Because yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
very
because
true.
of
There's
the-
also.
Sorry, Matt.
and also Kiefer Sutherland's just
You're right.
vibe.
I was just
Well,
gonna
there's something
say-
inherently gay too about glam metal, and like that's the
Yes.
whole vibe, you know.
hmm
Corey Haim has the subtext and like hints at it, but like the other characters just are gay. They just don't say it.
Yeah,
So
like
it's
David
like
Lynch was
every-
seconds away from making out at all times.
It's
Oh,
just like what we do in the shadows. Every single character is bi or gay.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. That's perfect.
Well,
If
not-
you're a
not to-
vampire,
not to turn this into the Lost Boys podcast, but they always have like Star being the one that Michael's following. Like it's
Yes.
not
Mhm.
Kiefer Sutherland that he's
Sure.
actually
They
Mhm.
wrote
going
her
after.
in just
All
so
of
he
the
wouldn't be gay.
I know.
all of the events of the movie happened because David had a crush on Michael.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
didn't know how to express it. Men would literally commit murder before expressing their feelings to each other.
They would literally make the guy think he's eating maggots before
Yes.
they'd say that he likes it.
Ooh, good,
That's just flirting,
That's
Matt.
perfect.
That's what we call
just
flirting in
That's what-
in
Um,
Santa Carla, 1986.
You know what though? Lost Boys has my second favorite sex scene though,
Yeah.
and it is between Michael and Star because they start making out half naked on a bed, and then it just well, the song that they use 5 times is
Cry
playing
little
throughout the film.
sister.
Cry Little Sister. The camera is just going through the clouds like this.
Holy shit.
It's just going through the clouds. It lands and they're done. It's my favorite. My number one though is in Naked Gun when they put on the full size
And
condoms.
Naked Gun 2.5.
And
Oh,
Naked
so-
Gun. Yeah.
That is, I would have never in a million years guessed that be your favorite sex.
Okay, but
I
that's
think
number
actually-
one.
Lost Boys might be my favorite. Lost Boys is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Man, Lost Boys is
Cry
due for a
Little
rewatch.
They, he was, yeah, just I can't.
Anyway,
Sorry, I just.
anyway.
No need
Everyone-
to belabor
if
the
you're-
point. We get it.
But what I like is
you're a
that it wasn't
vampire-
gratuitous. It just showed the clouds.
Right.
Yes,
We knew. We
Hey,
know what the clouds
there was-
represent.
absolutely. That's all they needed to do. If you're a vampire and you've been alive for that many years, why not be bisexual?
You
You
got
know-
it.
like you have to be. Armand
You
has
have
been
to be.
Armand has been alive since the 1400s.
No,
Like he's got to be so bored with everything, right?
know.
Like,
That's just like what we do in the shadows gets it.
right? Oh,
Yeah,
Wait,
well, like
okay.
they both go sleep with the count, like Laszlo and
Yes.
Yes.
like Nadia,
Yep.
and they're like, when she tells him, he's just excited and
The
he's
Baron.
like
like,
okay.
yeah, oh, the
yeah.
Baron. I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
I
the
love
Baron.
it.
Like immediately,
Yeah,
he's
you're
like,
right.
oh, he's available now or whatever. So then
Yes.
he goes. Like, not
love
at
him.
all affected that she just did it too. Like, there's like, oh
Not
my
at
god,
all.
the Baron.
Is the straightest vampire thing Twilight?
yes.
Even though
Mm.
Alice,
Mm.
Emmett is the straightest thing about that. Even though Bella and Alice should have gotten together instead, but see, they should have, and they
Mm.
didn't. So
I think that has to be the straightest thing for when. Was it Rosalie who goes, "My monkey man," when Emmett jumps out of the tree? Like, you're-
and the weird incest dynamics.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh yeah.
Twilight, because they're all a family. Like
Quote,
they say they're all adopted, but they're all dating each other except for
Yeah.
Edward.
Mm.
Yeah, it's weird.
I love that this has just become a discussion on vampires in popular media. I genuinely love talking about it.
Yes, it's my favorite. I love vampires so much.
Well, that's what makes me
It's-
upset when like Vampire Diaries isn't gay enough. When it's like that should be
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
the gayest. But
Oh wait, Vampire Diaries might be the straightest. Mark,
it's
Mm.
pretty.
Thoughts?
No, it's like
pretty
pretty fucking straight. Like they never even hint
Ah.
at another until well, like what they do is they write in like somebody's dad is gay, and they never show him with anybody, and it's just like
Oh,
so
so
you're
they-
just
That's it.
throwing
That's like,
it
a
in.
workaround.
But
We're progressive.
originals.
Your
Oh,
dad's gay.
but guys, originals.
Mm.
So gay, actually, not just because those characters,
Oh.
You know?
but
The vibe.
every guy character, including this is gonna sound weird, including the actor who plays his brother, they talk so close to each other, and it's not that they want to kiss, it's just the fact that the actors
Just
want to
the-
kiss.
They have to be.
Ah.
You know what?
Interesting.
Mark, you saying they just throw in a dad character makes me think of that line from Bottoms where she's like, you know what my favorite way of being an ally is saying that I'm gonna do
Yeah.
something and then not doing anything.
Not doing it.
yeah.
Yeah. So they're
That's so
they're
good.
trying, but like now they actually have gay characters. But it's like Klaus,
Hmm.
every person he talks to, not just his brother, don't worry about it. But like he's like so close to every guy character. He's so close to. I'm like, my God, he wants to kiss
What?
them.
What year was Vampire Diaries and the originals?
2006 for Vampire Diaries?
Oh, that's
2013 for originals.
Okay,
2013.
Lost Boys was
Yes.
89, and Interview with the Vampire was 94. And even though there isn't a gay kiss, the vibes are so gay. So
Yes.
what's their excuse?
No, for sure. But
Joel Schumacher knew the assignment. Okay.
Oh, and
I-
when does he not?
I have a belief that
During
Klaus-
Flatliners.
Whoa,
Flatliners.
whoa,
Oh,
whoa,
my
whoa,
God.
whoa, whoa.
I have a belief that
None of us
they
have seen
wrote out the originals to their own show because they're too gay for Vampire Diaries.
I wouldn't be
That's
surprised.
good.
Also, like Elijah,
Oh,
he
I'm
like
so
has
close to
multiple. He has like multiple women interests. He's so gay though. You can tell. You can
Mhm.
tell. Not as gay as Klaus.
Well,
Klaus is the gayest character I've ever seen.
Oh, okay.
You can be straight and still be gay, you know?
Well, that's them.
Well, yeah.
That's them
Yeah.
in a nutshell.
Have I been yelling this whole time because I'm so close to the microphone?
So I try to audio correct, so we should be fine.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm so
Also,
sorry.
Matt, if mics are messed up, it's definitely me on how I'm doing it. You guys all sound fine to me, so it's just this. It's just the.
Oh,
recording.
okay. Last week was on me because I was trying to use this one, and it's not meant for that.
It's fine. Luke is
So
nowhere
don't
near
blame
the
yourself.
mic.
Yeah.
I'm getting.
How you
comfy.
doing, Luke?
You can hear this.
Yeah, I can hear.
This
you.
is good.
Yeah.
Well, see, because if you can hear him and he's far away, I'm like, am I super
Oh,
loud
I
because
see.
I'm
No,
closer?
Luke's just gonna be quiet. It's fine.
Hey, Luke, you wanna engage? Do you wanna?
You want to engage?
Oh,
You want to
okay. Yeah.
I want to
That's right.
bring it back to Interview with the Vampire for a
Wait,
second.
before we do,
Mm.
I wanted to say
Okay.
I really, really like that what we do in the shadows. It just like calls it as it is that every character is bisexual because all the subtext
no.
and everything vampires. Oh, am I delayed?
You were, but it came back.
Okay.
You
What
like
would you
everything
say?
vampires? Is that
So,
what you said?
so because like all the subtext of all vampire stuff has been super gay, and like I love that what we do in the shadows is like just literally makes every character bisexual, and
Mhm.
just I love how they portray it. Where it's just like, no, it's not subtext. Everyone's sleeping with everyone.
I love
it-
it.
Well, because that one's supposed to be a documentary. It's like we're not hiding
Yeah.
anything. This
Yeah.
is just
Reality.
what it
Oh,
is. Yeah. I
Interesting.
want to know what that crew
Forget about
thinks. Yeah.
God.
Interview with the Vampire.
Yes.
I was talking to Mark with it for a second when you guys cut out. There are some hilarious scenes where you can like see the wires on people as they're like throwing each other around, and when that like aristocratic lady at the beginning when Lestat snapped her neck,
Yeah.
the funniest thing I've ever seen.
That was incredible.
Fantastic.
Ooh.
So, okay, that entire scene, him just chowing down on the dogs.
On the dog, he just threw a poodle. He's just like, I'm done with it.
That was a hilarious scene. Not because of what he was doing, just the way it was like nonchalant that he
filmed.
just murdered 2 dogs and just like tossed.
No.
Terrible.
And then the way Lestat snaps her neck.
Oh my.
There were-
Okay.
It's so
That made me appreciate Vampire Diaries because like they snap everyone's neck multiple times a season, but like it looks way better than the way they did this one in this movie.
Guys, I heard
Yeah.
about a scene in True Blood. Have
Oh,
any of you
God.
seen True
I'm
Blood?
going to
have
watch True
not.
Blood at some point.
Do you
with
want to
him.
hear about this scene?
Yeah,
then?
you can say the scene. That's fine.
Apparently 2 characters are having sex, and one of first we need to establish that the vampires have like rejuvenating, like they can like if you get
Oh,
cut then it will
regenerative
like
properties?
yeah regenerative properties. Okay, and these 2 characters are having sex, and one of them snaps the other's neck to look at them in the eye while they're having sex. Fucking crazy.
I
Wait,
have
I haven't
to watch
seen
this
it.
show.
I just heard about it.
Now, if it's like per one person's turn around, you look confused.
Like one person,
no.
like
I know.
Okay.
I was saying, do regenerative properties like count if your head
I
is on
believe-
backwards?
yes, in Vampire
Yeah.
Diaries as well.
Okay. Like if your spinal column is severed, does that?
The
like,
only
I don't-
thing that doesn't come back, all my information is from Vampire Diaries, is if the heart gets pulled out like Temple of Doom. So that's what they do.
holy shit.
They pull out so many people's hearts, and it's so gooey. And like it looks
I
like
love it.
Oobleck on their hands.
Oh, no.
Black.
Yeah.
Oh man, that brings
But-
me back.
The vampires are always also so horny. All the
So
time.
Always.
horny.
They don't have anything else to do.
Except-
They've been alive for
That-
hundreds of years. They're bored.
Yeah.
I will say, Louis,
Louis.
because Louis, the only time he even seems like he gets even a little bit horny is when Armand shows up.
Oh,
Before
yeah.
that, he's like nothing.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
flatlining.
Ooh,
It's like
flatlining.
when he sees him down that tunnel, it was like the
Mhm.
first time I saw like, oh, like in 200
when he starts
years.
walking up the tunnel.
Yeah, it's like that. What was going on?
That's my favorite.
That
part.
was.
Good scene. That's my favorite.
I was confused at first because as he was walking over to the wall, the camera shook a little bit, and I was like,
Yes.
and then I realized it was because they were getting it situated to shoot that. It's funny.
That
How
was
about
my
when?
favorite scene.
Was it? Who did Lestat like lift up into the air and throw him into the water? Was that,
That was-
Louis?
That was Louis.
Louis.
That was Louis.
What was that? I remember like in the book, it was very intriguing. The whole like him giving him a choice and him like changing into a vampire took time, right? Like
Mhm.
it happened very slowly. In the movie, it was so immediate. It was like, oh, I'm a vampire now. Especially when Claudia got turned, it was like hair curled, I'm a vampire. It doesn't happen that fast. Like in the book, it takes like days of agony where you're like turning slowly, where your body's dying.
Yeah.
That
So
is
funny.
Sorry, not to bring in Vampire Diaries, but the same thing
Yes.
where like some characters just turn immediately and it
Oh,
doesn't,
yeah,
or they
like-
like cut and it's like fine, and other people are like
Yeah.
struggling.
It's like you're gonna have trouble for a little while.
Also, yeah. It's just funny because everything you're saying, it's just the course of the Vampire Diaries shows because it's just kind of like whatever works.
Well,
Originals.
I'm sure that Vampire Diaries was influenced at least a little
Oh,
bit
yeah.
by Interview
Oh,
with a Vampire,
for
or
sure.
a lot of it.
Absolutely.
Because I was trying to view it too from like a contextual standpoint, right? Like in 1994, when this movie came out, didn't the Francis Ford Coppola Dracula just come out recently at that point?
Wait. The Bram Stoker's Dracula?
Yeah,
When
That had to-
was that?
I think that was like 92.
Also,
wanna
when
say-
was the not the original Nosferatu, but the
Nosferatu.
79. The
79?
yeah, the
Isabeau.
Herzog one.
What?
God, 82.
What am I looking up? Bram Stoker.
Bram Stoker's Dracula. I think it's
1992.
Wow.
Guess what else came out in
Um,
1992?
Stop it! You knocked it
The
off.
Secret History.
Knock
Yes.
it off.
I dropped it. Sorry, that was really loud. What I was just gonna say, like, I wonder how this changed the way vampires were perceived, right? Because before, well, besides Lost Boys,
No,
like
this was
before
influenced
that-
by Lost Boys,
this was influenced by Lost Boys.
I
which was
don't
like-
influenced by
think so.
which Lost Boys was influenced by the book.
Mm.
Yeah, it probably wasn't influenced by Lost Boys. But I was just thinking that, like, vampires started out as like the first movie, they were trying to be like very dark and mysterious, and then over time it got to be like Lost Boys, where it's like we're gonna have a lot of fun with it, and then they tried to be more serious again with Bram Stoker's Dracula, and this feels like this really changed the landscape, because I feel like Twilight wouldn't be what Twilight is without Interview with the Vampire.
I agree.
You
I
know,
agree with that.
Snaps.
because like the whole making them like really beautiful, right? Because like
Yeah.
in the Dracula book, Dracula is he's fucking
fucked up.
gross. Yeah,
He's
like he
fucked
looks
up.
nasty. And I mean, I guess that's partly the Bela Lugosi version. Like they made him like
They
look
made him hot.
nice. Yeah,
They made it. They had Bela Lugosi.
but
play
like
him.
I'm specifically saying, no matter how bad the wigs are, long, luxurious
the
hair, like
wigs are beautiful.
very very smooth, beautiful skin, piercing eyes, like seductive, right?
Well,
it
when
ha-
was Carmilla?
oh, that was early.
That was
a-
before
like, the
Dracula.
book?
That was before. Yeah,
Carmilla?
Was it before the Dracula book? It was definitely
Yeah,
before the Dracula
it was
movie.
before the Dracula
Okay.
book.
Mark, do you know about that?
What?
You told me
No.
no Camilla and I forgot.
It's one of the
Vampire.
early vampire stories that was like a work
So-
of lesbian fiction,
yeah.
like way
Yeah,
before
that's
it was
right.
cool. Yeah.
Way before it was cool.
I
is
love
what you
Haitian.
just said.
that was a curt way of putting it, but yes, like before it was in
1872.
popular culture. Yeah.
Do you know what came out
Lesbian is in now.
120 years after?
It was. It's
Lesbian
very
is in.
sapphic.
What'd you just say?
You know what came out
It's in
120
now,
years
yeah.
after 1872?
The secret.
No,
History?
Secret History.
Also gay.
Yeah, also gay.
Luke.
Christian Slater, thoughts on him in this movie?
I love him.
Not enough.
I thought he was really good.
Yeah.
We
like,
need some more
the
pep
narr-
ups.
The interviewer in the book is like really a non-character, right? It's just there. He's just there to be a vehicle to tell the story.
He's the foil.
Okay, but do you want to learn something about the later books and the interviewer?
Oh yeah.
Does he become important?
Do you want to know?
Just tell me. Now I can't.
Okay.
I can't not.
Okay. Apparently, it's not. It's not something crazy like you think.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, in the books, the interviewer and Armand have a weird BDSM sex relationship.
Wait. Okay. Does the interviewer become a vampire?
I think so.
Okay, because if it's anything like most vampire rules, that would probably tear the interviewer in half.
Does this,
Like,
does this
Yes,
franchise
he
become
becomes
smut?
a vampire. Yeah, oh, it was
Oh,
already.
and I guess it is.
It's already a little bit.
It was already erotic fiction.
Oh, I had to close my blinds for one part, but that was more because of, like, no, that was because of the play part, and it was on them
the
for
play.
too long.
Yes. the
And
theater.
I know that someone can see up here because I can see into theirs, and they have a small child. So
Oh.
if there's anything on the TV, I start shutting the blinds.
I see.
Wait, okay, okay, but how crazy is that? Those two characters. Those two. He must become a vampire, right? Because at the end of this, he
Yeah.
gives him a choice.
He
And
does.
he was basically begging Louis to turn him to a vampire.
Louis.
Anyway,
Begging.
Louis.
Mhm.
No, but those two characters.
That's crazy.
I thought that was the best thing
That's
ever.
crazy.
I love how, like, Louis is just brooding all the time. The guy's like, well, yeah, I still want to be a vampire. It sounds
Yeah.
fucking sick, dude.
I
And he's
love
like, you
it.
haven't been listening to me. He's like, I've been doing nothing but listen to you, man. Like,
I think,
you've been droning on and on, man. Been yapping.
I unironically just love the interviewer for no reason. He's
It's
just a
Christian
vibe.
Slater.
He's a vibe. It's Christian Slater.
vibe.
He's a vibe. I think the end is my favorite.
The end
The bar.
is so out of pocket and uncalled.
So funny.
Lestat,
It's not-
he's back, boys.
I don't recall that being in the book at all. So that's just such a funny addition to the movie.
What song does he start playing?
Cry little sister.
Could you imagine?
That would be good.
What song did he start playing? I
It
couldn't
was
remember.
something funny. It was something funny.
Was it something we would know, or was it just like its own thing?
It was the whatever words they were saying made me laugh. Can't remember.
I'm gonna figure it out right now.
Anyway, forgot what I was saying, but isn't that some crazy trivia?
it was a cover. It was Guns N' Roses' cover of "Sympathy for the Devil."
That's
by
what
the
it
Rolling
was. It was sympathy
Stones.
for the devil,
Yeah.
but
But with a popular band from the time period covering
that-
it.
Trini,
Hi, Trini.
Mark?
Hello.
Mark,
Am I saying hi? Yeah.
hi.
Hello, governor.
Hi.
Like the episode regular show?
Yeah, that's what I was doing. You know
That one,
me.
that what you know?
Wrapping paper?
Oh, I had a thought. I did
Yes.
have a thought.
Wait, let me ask Trini a question.
The one time Luke has a thought.
No, it's okay.
Would you
Keep it-
agree? Would you agree that the originals is gayer than Vampire Diaries?
Yes.
Not just because of gay, just subtext, like the way they portray everything. the
Just
subtext, like
vibes.
almost inside everyone's mouth. Yeah. See, yeah, it's a thing.
Just reading lines inside them.
Thank you,
Wonderful.
Trini.
Luke, what was your thought?
Luke.
The swamps of Louisiana.
Mm.
It looks like Dagobah.
Yes, it does.
That's it.
That's
That's the
That was your
thought.
What is that? What is it?
that's
It's from
Yoda
Star Wars.
playing.
It's a Star Wars thing.
Um,
Okay.
Oh,
a
New
great place
Orleans.
to hide a body.
New Orleans
Yes.
is where the originals takes place. So influenced.
Oh, so they're
Oh,
inspired.
so
Oh,
influenced, yeah.
definitely.
I will say, New Orleans has like a scary vibe sometimes because
Like
it's like
the Ragaroo.
Oh yeah.
yes, you told me about that. There's,
Garrett
like,
told me.
Everywhere you could hide a body, right? Like
Oh.
you just throw it into the swamp. Like oh my god.
That's how they think the Ragaroo
Yeah.
became a legend.
Yeah.
But then they made it about Lent.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it when the Christianity.
They
slips
make it
in.
about Lent. Go ahead.
Oh, my least.
I was
favorite
just filling the dead air. I didn't have
Okay.
anything to say.
thing. My least favorite
Who's
thing
the-
is when people say when multiple of us say and then it goes blank.
You mean what we just did right now?
Sorry. I'll cut back on the ums.
No, it's just when two of you get there. It's when two of you guys do it at once, and then it's just like I do it too, but it's when it goes silent after two ums. It's like, oh, shit, we gotta wrap this up.
Gotta scrap it. And
Is it fucked up that one of my favorite scenes in the movie is
Yes.
probably the play. The play.
No,
I
think
thought it was
that's a
really
scene.
good.
That's a good scene.
I know
I
that
thought-
it was like nudity, but
Well,
That was a
that's
good
one of
scene.
the scenes I felt like they sat in for actually long enough and gave it
Yeah.
enough time to unfold, because
agree.
that's how long they should have given to some of the other stuff. I feel it would have been a really long movie, but like I think they understood like the importance of that scene to like explain not only vampirism itself, but this band of vampires and what they're about and
yeah.
what it means to be immortal. Yeah.
Ooh, and literally a band of vampires in the sequel.
In the second
one.
Luke, that's a good one.
That's a good.
This is why we have you on this podcast.
Thank you.
Also, how funny is it that his band is called the Vampire Lestat?
I love it.
That's what the
That's the
band is
band's
called.
name is.
That's the band's.
What?
When-
The fuck?
Little
Yeah.
egotistical of him.
No. Yeah. When did that book come out?
The
95.
80s. I think it was 85.
Five.
So
Yeah, something like that.
because it predates Lost Boys because
I
it's
think
like rock
Barely. Yeah.
vampire. Yeah.
It
That's pretty
certainly
cool.
felt. You know what? I think it was just like in the world, like in the zeitgeist, like rock
like
music,
it.
glam rock was huge, and then like they all looked kind of like Ozzy
all
Osbourne,
look like
especially gave off a
vampires.
vampire look. Yeah,
Oh,
like
and David Bowie in The Hunger.
oh,
You know
I
The
forgot he
Hunger?
was
Do
in
you know
that.
The Hunger?
Of course, I know
The
the Hunger. I have
Okay,
not seen it, but I want to.
Mark, David Bowie and Susan Sarandon play bisexual vampires.
Ooh, say less.
Oh, Kelly,
That
I
was,
just
less?
That was
Kelly,
83. The Hunger
I-
was 83.
have got Katie is now like fully on the Bowie train, and like it makes me so happy. She loves the Black Star album. Have you listened to that?
Yes. I was gonna
I-
ask what her favorite album was.
That's her favorite.
That's awesome.
Which is because it's interesting because it's like very like dark and abstract, and it's like not necessarily my favorite, but like I can understand the appeal.
Yeah.
So when I learned that he was in The Hunger, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
he chooses the coolest projects.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it was? That's what made me think of it. Katie was reading his Wikipedia, and it came up on there under like the section about his sexuality. There was a whole thing about him having a relationship with Susan Sarandon on set of that movie, and I was like, of course
That's the fucking
did.
coolest thing. That makes so
Right?
much sense. That makes so much sense.
Right? And I was like, that meshes, right?
Oh, Luke's upset he wasn't there.
Crazy.
That makes so much sense. That's perfect.
That is perfect. David Bowie gives major vampire vibes.
Oh,
You know what?
absolutely.
Major alien vibes, which is why.
Oh, Man Who Fell for... Yeah.
Exactly.
Man
Man
Who
who fell for
Is your
dirt.
favorite David Bowie role The Hunger, Labyrinth, The Prestige, or
Zoolander.
Zoolander?
Yeah.
You just...
No,
I'm like a miss. Zoolander.
Of course, Zoolander is the correct
Of course.
answer.
Of course.
Excuse me, Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. Hello.
Philip Jeffries. Oh. Philip Jeffries.
Philip Jeff.
Philip
He's
Jeffries.
in the
And
movie for
Zoolander.
5 minutes.
And then Matt, you've seen The Return.
Yeah. Of course.
He's a
Percolator.
percolator.
He what now?
Remember when he turned into
He's
a percolator?
Well, because it was
Oh, he
Seth
turned
Rogen
into-
What's this word?
couldn't be in it, but
A percolator.
There
is
was
like,
a
there's
fish in the
Oh,
percolator.
speaking of which,
it's a part of a
it's Twin
coffee
Peaks
pot.
Day,
It's the
because
water
tomorrow
boat.
is
Tomorrow's your birthday, Mark?
yes,
Mhm.
And that's the day that he rolled into town to
yes.
investigate.
So
yeah.
actually, today is the bad day.
Today's the bad day.
Oh.
And tomorrow-
Today's the day she died.
Oh.
Is it?
I think if he rolled into
If you rolled here on your birthday.
Rest in peace, Laura Palmer.
Oh, fuck.
Let's also not forget about Renette.
Yeah, let's not forget about Renette. But she end up dying? No, she survived.
No.
She survived.
Yeah.
But after, what happened to her?
But
Yeah.
was
Oh,
never
wait,
the same.
who was the other one in California that died?
Teresa Banks.
Teresa Banks. Someone knocking on their door, telling us to shut the fuck up.
Someone knock on your door.
Oh, I don't know. So, do you guys know who Tandy Newton is, right?
No.
Yes,
Yes. Wait.
obviously.
She's Maeve from Westworld.
Oh, she was in this.
She was
I'll check.
she was the maid that Louis went to kill at the beginning.
Louis.
I thought it was kind of strange. She got such high billing and then was barely in it. And I was like, oh, I thought she'd be in this movie more.
Maybe they cut out a lot of scenes.
They may have. She's also, I think, she may be a nepo baby who had famous parents. I can't remember for sure. So that may be why.
What's going on over there?
What's the ruckus?
We're staying quiet.
No,
That
we're
doesn't
not.
really work
It's
for
fine.
a podcast.
It's fine. Talk. Speak.
You're allowed to speak in your own apartment, sir.
Yes.
No. Yeah.
Luke,
I don't think there's anyone out there. Luke's peephole.
Mm.
I cannot see shit out of.
Oh, there's paint
It's
over it.
useless.
I think there's a little.
Oh, it's like when mine got blacked out.
Oh yeah, that was concerning.
Yeah, it was. That night, when all of that went down, my roommate's poster fell down in the middle of the night, and it scared me so fucking bad out of my sleep, like out of a deep slumber.
Oh god.
Because it was such a loud noise during that night. Anyway,
Oh my
what were
lord.
we talking about?
I don't know. Matt was
I
explaining.
was talking about Tandy Newton
Yes.
and that I thought she'd have a bigger role in this
Tandy.
movie because
Yeah.
her name came up so early and then she was like barely in it. And I was just wondering, I thought that she had like famous parents or something and maybe that's why, but I was like, she's a great actress. I wish she had
Yeah.
more to do with this, you know?
For sure.
Also, so young. I was like, whoa, I've never seen Tandy
I
Newton in a
didn't
movie so young.
recognize her.
Did anyone else? My entire life, I thought that Tom Cruise played Louis and that Brad Pitt played
Mhm.
that until like a year ago.
Louis.
I thought the same thing until you told me it was the other way around.
Is that the same thing? Why does it just feel
You know
like
what?
that's what it was supposed to be?
Because I think two reasons. I had a thought about this. One,
Is it Tyler Durden? Is that why?
maybe. One, I think that Brad Pitt might have played a better Lestat or a more accurate Lestat. Wait,
Knock it off.
Two, Louis is the main character of this movie, and the
Right.
poster, especially on
was thinking
Letterboxd,
that,
is
yeah.
only Lestat's
Oh.
face. So I don't know why they did
Yeah.
that. Because I'm
Well,
like,
'cause
Louis
he's
is the main
iconic.
character,
'Cause
right?
he's
I know.
iconic.
Then put
Think-
both of them on there.
Yeah, I
They did
know.
that for the show.
Yeah.
They
I
have
was
both on the
confused.
cover.
I did
you
not
know?
think the saucy one. I thought because the Tyler Durden effect. I know that this
Yeah.
was this before.
Yeah.
Why did I look
99
at the
was Fight
date? I
Club.
looked at the date on my.
Right?
I'm so fucking stupid.
You looked at your calendar.
I looked at like where it says 2/20, 2/24. I'm fucking dumb.
The camera shot.
But,
That's
but
funny.
I thought I knew it was gay, and I thought that the saucy one would be Brad Pitt, and
would
the
think.
fact that it was Tom Cruise threw me for a loop.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, how did I not bring this up already? When he danced around with the mother's corpse.
That's my
Oh,
favorite.
That's good. That's good.
I
that
loved
gave. Ooh, that
I
gave
thought that
me-
was great.
That gave me Grandpa Joe vibes.
What? What the fuck did you just say?
No.
The-
He's so
I-
true because
That's
I
so
thought of
true.
something.
That was
I was
so
like, this
accurate.
reminds me of something. It's Grandpa Joe.
Grandpa Joe.
Remember he's just dancing?
He gets
Oh,
up out of the bed and he's like
oh.
just starts dancing like
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
You know what it was? At least I don't probably not the whole thing, but part of that really felt like Tom Cruise just decided to wing it on the day.
I was
Because-
really good.
He had chaotic energy to the point where like it didn't feel scripted. I was like, are
Yeah.
you okay?
It did not look like that dummy should have been thrown around the way it was.
No,
So-
yeah.
And that was
That's
one
good.
of the parts where I mean that like in the book that part is very sad and fucked up, and like he's like just like dancing around being all goofy with this, and I was like, this is a choice. It's
But
truly
I-
a choice.
I thought it was really good because it's so fucked up. Because
was.
it's like,
It was just threw me for a loop momentarily.
oh my god, what was I gonna say? Oh, what do you guys think is gayer? Interview with the Vampire or Fight Club?
Interview.
Mm.
I-
Different-
Really?
brand-
I would
different
say-
Different
brands.
brands of
I
right
because it's
right here,
himself.
right
Well,
here,
I think
right here, right here.
it's hard to say.
It cut
I'd
out a
probably
little bit,
say
just so you guys know when I don't know what Luke
Oh,
said for
okay.
the high five.
Oh, he said Fight Club. Oh, he said that he would say. Go ahead.
It's Fight Club is gayer because it's himself.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Well, while I do think, to me, Interview with the Vampire is gayer, I
Respect.
will understand. Like Fight Club is literally men will beat the shit out of each other because they won't
Yeah.
admit they have
With
feelings.
their
So
feelings. I might be. Well, here's the thing, Matt. You've read Interview with a Vampire. I've read Fight Club.
so have I.
So
And
we're. Oh, you've also read Fight Club.
I do. I have it on the shelf
Which
over there.
book is gayer?
Definitely Interview with the Vampire.
Really?
I will say though that scene in Fight Club where he beats the fuck out of Jared Leto and says, "I just wanted to destroy something beautiful." I was like,
Mhm,
okay.
The scene where he licks his hand and then gives him a chemical burn.
You know what?
Pretty
You're making a good
homosexual
point.
Luke's so disappointed.
Brad Pitt in the '90s. What a time.
I
You know?
Oh. Guys, how come we can't have one conversation or podcast conversation without turning it gay?
Oh, it's gonna be.
Well, this
every
one's more
single one.
understandable, right? Because like, it's Interview with the Vampire.
This is
Luke looked at me like this is your fault. Like, where are you asking a question? It's you. You're the problem.
actually, Kelly. It's starting to just become who I am too, because of
Good.
it's just always talking
Good.
about always like everything is the
Mhm.
gayest thing I've
It's
ever
everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
It's infecting everywhere.
You know what's funny? Sometimes I think more so in the 2000s movies, is watching people just vehemently deny that something has gay subtext. Where you're like, come
Where
on.
it's like, come on.
I
Yeah.
just thought they were just friends.
Yeah,
They're just
really good friends.
they were just buddies
Really?
in the war, and they're roommates because they don't want to. It's like, okay, come on,
They're
man.
talking about a separate piece.
It's
They had a
definitely
good
on my
woman in their life.
brain. Yeah.
No, because Luke and I have talked about how we think that movies were gayer in the 90s than the 2000s.
Oh, 100%.
Like, they regressed.
They did.
It's like 100%. It's crazy.
They really did.
And now
it's
we have
it's
a
weird
lot
to
of
see the
content that's
progression.
not subtext, and it's just like in.
And it's
full-on
less
media now.
gay somehow.
It's because
It's-
it's because
yeah.
there's
I don't
no
like it as
intention
much
of
when
trying
it's
to hide
explicit.
it, Kelly. It's like the. I don't
Is
know
it-
what's going on over there.
No, Mark, I agree
It's
with
because
you.
they're trying to hide it, and it's all
Yes.
subtext, so they had to be like extremely wanting to
Mm.
make out, and like you could just tell they
But-
want to.
but
But
couldn't,
when they
but
actually like
couldn't.
do it, it's
Oh
like,
my God, it's like, ugh.
oh,
Yeah,
why do they have
it's
to
like-
do it?
Well, now that I'm allowed to, I don't wanna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt, perfectly
Yeah.
explain homosexuality right there. That's a joke.
Matt, good
That's a
job.
joke, guys. It's a joke.
Uh,
It's a joke.
Just have a big joke flashing
Guys,
on
it's
screen.
a joke. It's a joke.
Don't email me.
You know, it's like the rat
Uncle
in
Pat's
Horrible
joke.
Histories that would show that's like
This is
silly.
silly.
We need those.
Radis
signs.
Radis.
Yes, Radis.
Guys, Uncle Pat, it's a joke, okay?
It's a joke.
It's
We're
not a
joking.
joke. This is who we are.
No, no, no.
Uncle Pat should know.
He knows. He knows. Our
Yeah,
intentions are
he does.
pure. Well, just go watch. Say a Hail Mary and watch The Lost Boys 3 times. You'll be absolved.
Yes.
I have it on 4K now, so it's gonna be.
Oh, do you really?
Well, also he's gonna be so that saxophone player's gonna be even sweatier.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
so
sweaty.
Yes. You know
That
what? We need to
guy.
find that on
Oh.
VHS.
You know what? makes
Imagine
me,
watching
ooh,
Lost
yeah.
Boys on
would
VHS.
be
That guy,
fine.
so that saxophone player reminds me of when they're lathering up Ramses of Nacho Libre.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me it's not the same
You are the
actor.
best.
It's the same actor, 100%.
Lost Boys, he's not.
Ramses is
He's
number
so
one.
white.
I don't know why. Like that's
So
literally
is Jack
anybody who
Black.
wrestles.
Matt.
That is true.
Ooh. I do love
That-
Jack Black.
I do love Jack Black, and I love Nacho Libre. You know what? What can you do?
What
It
can
was
you do?
2006. Give me a
2006,
break.
again.
And I'll say it, perfectly cast movie.
It was Kelly. It was written for him.
Good, it was.
It was
know.
written for him, and he's not Mexican.
I know, it's crazy.
This messed me up growing up because I just assumed he had Mexican
Mhm.
heritage.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was Mexican because of
And then
that
when I
movie.
realized that he's not at all, I was like, oh, why?
What are you gonna
Pretty
do?
good movie, though.
Blue.
Oh, no.
That was Angel's favorite movie. He dressed as Nacho Libre multiple times for
It's a
Halloween.
perfect
More than
film.
once.
Yes.
I saw a review that somebody liked on Letter. I think Dab liked it on Letterboxd, and it was somebody who I think was Hispanic who was saying, like, one of the tags was their dad said that Jack Black's the only white guy who's allowed to play or something along those lines.
It's a
Yeah,
perfect film.
Jack Black.
What can you do?
He's a man.
He's a national
he
treasure.
Literally just has fun. That's
Yeah.
all he's about.
That's his
is
motto,
having fun.
I
I'm
know.
obsessed with him.
Did he do a new movie?
He's in the
Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, he's the best
He's
part
having
of
a
that
great
movie.
time.
Yes,
Is
he
he?
is fun to listen to because he does not sound like what Bowser would at all. He just sounds like Jack Black having a good time.
Of course.
Matt, I have a question about Interview with the Vampire.
Yes.
What's
Tell
up with the little boy who was driving the carriage that had them like escape?
I forgot that happened.
You know,
What's
I'm
up with the little
remembering-
boy?
if I'm remembering correctly, it's hazy because it's been a minute since I've read it. But it's like what they showed him earlier is that Armand just uses him as like a blood sack kind of, where he just like
Mm-hmm.
he drinks his blood but doesn't kill him, and he's kind of just like continuously doing. It's like his servant, but I don't know if it's like a familiar, like what we do in the shadows, where the boy wants to eventually become a vampire, so this is why he's allowing this.
He's like a 2 years old.
I will say though, I don't remember that part very specifically in the book, so I don't
Because-
fully know.
At first, when he showed up, I was like, "Oh, is it someone else like Claudia, like a kid
Mhm.
that got turned into a vampire?" And then no, they're just like, "No, he's just a blood sack.
Yeah,
He'll,
I think
he'll
think
drive a carriage sooner."
he is mortal, and I think he was a teenager or preteen. I don't know.
That's
But
a-
why is he driving the carriage?
I was
I
just
don't-
confused. I was just
Yeah.
confused as to what he was doing. there.
Using people as blood sacks is quite
Pretty good.
popular in
Frowned
Vampire
upon.
Diaries.
yeah.
Also,
It's
one
nice
of the
to have
main
around.
characters started off that way.
Hell yeah.
Also, my favorite
I-
character in Vampire Diaries, other than Klaus, was the person who liked Klaus, Caroline. She started off that way for Damon. She became my favorite character. She was not great in season 1. She became amazing. I love her.
Wasn't great as a blood sack.
No, and I always forgot that happened because it's also like really weird with their relationship later because he compels her to just be okay with it. Yeah,
Ooh.
2006,
And-
guys. Okay.
Well, and let me guess, there was
Makes it
not an
okay.
important.
No, it
it was not an important conversation or done tastefully. It was not
Guys,
to raise a.
This
It was
show
not-
is riddled with that stuff. You don't understand. Can't
It's like,
apologize for
I could-
everything.
I could foresee that being a plot line where it's like making a point,
No,
right, about consent or something.
No.
But no, it was just okay.
No, just don't think about it.
2006.
Don't think
Was
about it too much.
Okay,
Okay.
that's Vampire Diaries in a nutshell.
done. I love not thinking about vampire stuff when I watch it.
When I'm watching vampires.
Listen,
What did you guys think about
Okay.
his makeup when he was like when Lestat came back from the bog?
That's my favorite part. Other than
It was.
the
I thought it was
the
great.
catch is on fire.
Well, because he's
He
also
catches on
playing
fire.
the piano for 2.5 minutes and then catches on fire
Oh,
and dies
hilarious. I
again.
love it.
Also, he
But,
got
like,
ate
when
by an
he's playing-
alligator, and the alligator's blood somehow brought him back. Don't ask.
No, he
No,
ate
no.
the alligator.
He ate the. He sucked the blood of the.
So
alligator.
when
He
all
ate
the
the
blood was coming out of the
That didn't make
of the
sense.
pond, then it's the
He ate the
alligator's
alligator.
blood. The alligator wasn't thrashing or anything. He was.
Yes.
No, I will admit
attacking
that part
And
was intentionally misleading. That was not. Yeah.
Okay, but when he's
Um,
playing the piano and the like curtains blowing in front of him, that was pretty
him.
good.
Yeah.
It was great, and I also liked things with Edward Cullen directly inspired by that. There's a whole scene of him playing the piano with like billowing drapes
Mhm.
in Twilight.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was one of like the better parts. I think I was like great makeup, great atmosphere, and then like right after he was done playing, and he just like was like,
Oh, I lied. My favorite part
Yeah.
is actually right
Yeah.
after the kiss with Claudia and Louis because they kiss and immediately people burst in and the movie picks
Yes.
up the pace by like 200%.
Yeah.
the movie does this thing too, where every time that the vampires move fast, it's the funniest sound effect I've ever heard. It's like, whoosh.
Matt,
And then
I gotta
when
show
people
you.
For real,
crashed,
sound effect and breaking.
when they crashed through the door, it was like the same thing to me. The music cue was so loud. And I was like,
Is it like that one that they always use in Stranger Things? What's that one?
Mark, what show? What show is it?
oh,
Vampire
it's Vampire
Diaries?
Diaries. They
Okay,
whoosh
that's
away all the time.
It's when it first happened in Interview with the Vampire, I was like, oh, okay,
It's
so that's how it's
It's
gonna
very
be.
interesting because like this stuff doesn't affect me whatsoever because I see so much of it. Also, the biting
Yeah.
of their wrist is like very
Yeah.
common too. So like, but like the whooshing, I didn't even notice in this movie because that's like all vampire content I'm consuming has that.
So the first time when it happened, when Louis did it to the interviewer, I laughed out. I think I laughed out loud
That was, and it was like zoomed in on the light switch.
whoosh, yeah. It's so funny.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot influenced for sure in like Vampire Diaries.
It's just funny because when I first started it, I was like, oh, I was wishing this would be a little bit like darker and atmospheric. But once I just like gave in and was like, this movie's gonna be what it's gonna be, I had a much better time.
I will say from the poster, the fact that it was 1994, over 2 hours, barely, and the first like setup for him telling the interviewer, I thought I was gonna be bored, and I was not. At all.
Okay, yeah.
Because like
No,
it seemed like it was gonna be a slow telling of it. No,
It was so fast.
When it zoomed in on a dark and gloomy San Francisco.
Yes.
Oh man. What movie was Brad Pitt? What movie was Louis seeing in 1988? What
Oh
was
my
he coming
God.
out of?
Luke,
I didn't even know
1988
what it
Oh,
was.
it was something vampire. My computer is dying. Give me a second.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
get my charger.
Luke, what Nightmare on
It
Elm
was-
Street came out in 1988?
Which Nightmare on Elm Street? I think that was the fourth one.
Okay.
Or is that 89? Or is around... No, wait. Dream Warriors was 87. So I think Dream Master was 89.
I think so. I don't think there was one in
Damn it.
88.
What about
Let's see.
Nightmare on Elm Street? No, wait, I just said that. Friday the 13th.
88 was Jason Takes Manhattan. No, that was 89, wasn't it?
God damn it! What happened in
No,
1988?
it was a strange movie that he walked out of. It was so strange.
No,
Yeah,
I
I
know.
don't
I'm
know
just
what it
trying to
was.
think of 1988 movies now.
1988 movies. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Oh,
Oh,
he
yeah.
was watching that for
89.
sure.
Mark, Friday the 13th, The New Blood.
I was gonna guess the new
1988.
Do you guys want to
Dangerous
go to
Station.
the Circle K? That's not a Circle K anymore. That was the Bill and Ted
Yeah,
film Circle K?
Yeah.
because that's up
Yes.
here.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Yeah, the Circle K that they filmed at for Bill and Ted's is like here, but it's not Circle K anymore. But it's like on Google
They
Maps
filmed
it says Bill
wait.
and Ted Circle K or whatever. Let me
They filmed that part in
confirm.
Phoenix?
Let me
Why?
confirm. Let me confirm because they could be
That would be
fake newsing
crazy.
me. You know what I mean, Matt?
That's just like such a weird pickup. What, it could have been a tax break, I guess, in
I
Arizona.
don't know.
Tequila Sunrise.
Tequila
God, yes,
Sunrise.
What is? I know the Eagles song "Tequila Sunrise," but I don't know that movie. Is it a real movie?
Or was that the name of the new theater?
No.
It's
Yeah, I
a
think it
Mel
is named the
Gibson and
theater.
Michelle Pfeiffer movie.
Oh.
Oh, don't worry, Kurt
Is it
Russell's
because-
in it.
Oh, don't worry. Is it because he said that the last sunrise he ever saw?
Yeah.
He was talking
That's
about that
why.
at the beginning.
Yep.
Yes.
But tequila.
part-
Sunrise.
Part of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, starring Keanu Reeves, Alex Winters, and George Carlin, was filmed at the Circle K at Southern Avenue in Hardy Drive in Tempe.
That's awesome. I had no
crazy.
idea.
It's not a Circle K
That's
anymore,
crazy.
but
That's incredible.
it has the same
Ah.
building setup, obviously. So like, it's some other.
Oh.
I don't know what it is anymore.
That's
To
so
sit
cool.
in that parking lot and just
We should go.
pontificate about life.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Pontificate.
I've been reading Donna
Pontificate.
Tartt. Can you tell? I swear to God,
She does
dude,
talk like that.
I have never had to look up so many words in my entire goddamn life.
Are you looking up the Greek?
No. But I am there. Like, there was one part where they were like describing a lavish garden, where I swear I looked up 5 words in one paragraph. I was like, I don't know what
Yeah.
any of this stuff is.
She crazy. She crazy.
Oh,
But like, in a good way, I'm learning so
Yes.
many things.
It's beautifully written.
guys,
yeah.
the Circle K portion of it actually only closed down 2 years ago, like before a different company bought it out.
Missed it.
But Alex Winters commented on it and he said, "All we are," because you know the quote.
All we are is dust in the wind.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
that's how he
Oh.
responded. I was like, "Oh
Oh.
man." But they definitely have
That's so
something else.
wild, I never
there.
knew
I'll
that.
have to I'll find it. And we could just go anyway.
You guys want to just go loiter? Because I'm
Yeah.
down.
It's a convenience store. Like it's the same thing. It's just not
Okay,
a
cool.
Circle K brand anymore.
but if you say strange things are afoot at the
They
not
may
Circle K.
kill you if you say that.
There's a big sign that says if you
No.
rub into
Might
its head,
kill
we will
you.
shoot you on sight. It's like that scene in Community where he's like in pottery class and they're like, don't do the thing from Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? What's this? Okay. I need to do some research on where to find this now because never mind.
Okay.
It's being
We'll figure it out.
What's everybody's favorite vampire thing?
Ooh.
Because there's okay. Let me start naming vampires.
Oh, good.
Review the Vampire, The Lost Boys, Dracula, Let the Right One In, Twilight, What We Do in the Shadows, Midnight Mass.
Cool.
Oh my god, man.
Do you count Jennifer's Body? She's more like a succubus.
He's a succubus, so I'd count that as its own
I've
thing.
a lot of this content though lately.
Right.
I don't know if it's healthy, but I like it.
It's
Um,
fun.
It's so fun. Nosferatu.
Oh, that one's good.
What do you
Batman
think?
versus Dracula.
Vampire Diaries. What'd you say?
Batman versus Dracula.
Batman versus Dracula. I'm having a heart attack. What do you guys think?
You know, it's hard for me to pick. I like just vampires in general and how you can use them to like kind of tell allegorical stories in a lot of
yeah.
different kinds. Personally, probably just recency bias and because they were made like now is Midnight Mass and What We Do in the Shadows are like very near and dear to me. But then like Nosferatu and The Lost Boys
Yes.
are like in their own buckets too,
The
where it's like
Hunger.
I still need to see that.
Right. Yeah. I haven't either. But I love it.
And like, you know what's funny is the original Dracula movie doesn't do a lot for me.
Did you watch also they were filming two versions of it at the same time.
I have not watched the Spanish
The
version
Spanish
yet,
version.
but I have it.
Okay,
It's
that's
on
cool.
the other side of the disc that I have. I've heard that one's better.
That's what people say.
So-
Like people say that they looked at the tapes
Mhm.
that they recorded first, the English ones, and looked at what to improve on, which is
So-
crazy.
What I heard was that they filmed on the same sets and on the same days, but the English version filmed days and the Spanish version filmed nights, so that they could look at the dailies and just
Yeah.
improve upon
It's
it.
crazy.
And I was like, that's awesome. I really want to see the Werner Herzog one. I heard that
Yes.
one's good too.
Yeah.
The remake of Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Also, Robert Eggers is coming out with his
Oh
own.
yeah. I'm excited for that.
I'm excited to see what his take on it's gonna be.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That's like perfect for him.
Oh yeah. Salem's Lot I like
Oh yeah.
the book, but I don't think it's like up in the level of like Midnight Mass or like the Dracula book or anything, you know. Because the book Dracula is really good. What about you? What's your favorite? Would you guess?
Me?
Yeah.
Lost Boys.
It's
Okay, of
not
course.
What We Do in the Shadows.
Rude.
Shit. They're different. I like Lost Boys movie
Different flavors.
the best
Yeah.
over What We Do in the Shadows movie. What We Do in the Shadows movie is still incredible. Love it so much. Lost Boys is my favorite movie. What We Do in the Shadows favorite TV show for vampires.
I don't know about you, but I
There's
view
cat.
like
I thought that was a baby.
Oh, there's either a cat or a baby in the
it could be a baby cat.
or a cat baby.
Or a cat baby.
No.
I view like serious like vampire stuff and like supposed to be silly vampire stuff as like two different genres that are both really good, but it's really hard to
Yeah.
compare them.
Yeah.
You know, like Midnight Mass and The Lost Boys are both incredible. They're like different. It's like a whole different genre.
They are different.
You know?
It is like a different genre. But there are scary parts of Lost Boys. The whole bonfire massacre where they
Oh
killed
my
the
god,
Nazis.
I know.
Also, did you
When you
know that they're
think-
supposed to be Nazis?
I didn't
Look, I
accept.
didn't realize that.
I mean, I guess
They're called
were they
surf Nazis.
were they supposed to be like skinheads?
I don't
don't-
know. But they were but it made it okay. Like I'm okay with it now.
Like when one of them
So-
bit the top of the guy's head.
He
That was
smelled
crazy.
One of them Someone got scalped. Okay, anyway.
Oh my gosh. How about in Interview with the Vampire when Louis was showing down with Santiago and it took 3 seconds for him to cut him in half and that was the whole fight?
Yeah.
That was one of my
Like
favorite parts.
That's pretty good.
I
Oh my
really-
god, what was that
What?
thing called? It was like a
Oh, it's a
curvy
scythe.
scythe.
Scythe,
but it was
but it was
curvy.
like a curved.
But it was
scythe.
like curvy.
I think a lot of sites were like that
Curvy
back in the
forward.
day.
Fright Night, also vampire stuff.
I also want to watch Near Dark because I've heard that's good.
Near Dark.
It's a Catherine Bigelow movie from the 80s about
Oh.
vampires.
Interesting.
And also, no, there's one called 30 Days of Night that's like set in Alaska that I want to watch, but I don't know what the reviews of that are.
Guys,
what was
how
I
about
saying?
that one scene at the end of the movie where, for no goddamn reason, there was a helicopter above the house?
Wait,
So confusing.
I'm still confused on what's going on there.
Okay, so in that was like a director's fault, I think, because it was just supposed to be there was a helicopter going overhead and Lestat was freaking out about all the world around him had changed and he hadn't.
You can
But it was-
see the no.
It's shining right in the window.
I think it was supposed to be because he said it's false light.
So
I think
what
he's
I-
supposed to be afraid of the light like it was daylight.
what I
Yes.
think is when he walks out of Tequila Sunrise, you can see these police cars like chasing a car.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I think it was just supposed to be this helicopter was trying to use to find the car, but really they
Yeah.
were just doing
Bring
that
back
The
because
car's in the house.
helicopter.
It's in the house. Luke, I'm pretty sure that is like what they were going for. They just filmed it in a way where it sure seemed like they were looking for Louis or Lestat. You know,
Okay.
like it was
It's
weird.
exactly what it is because why would a helicopter
I don't
pause
know.
there?
I don't know. That
It
was
was
weird.
it was looking into the house though.
Yeah, I
It
don't. I
wasn't
don't know
above
why.
it. Okay. Anyway.
I think that was just filmed poorly because
Oh.
it should have been the helicopter going by and like shining the light, and it just so happened to like fall through a window. But it was like right there. You could see the headlamp like in the window.
Yeah.
Don't worry about
I
it.
don't
good.
know.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry
Um,
about it.
My favorite vampire content
think-
is Midnight Mass and
Yeah.
What We Do in the Shadows, as well.
Over Vampire
Wonderful.
Diaries?
But don't tell Trudy.
Okay, cool.
So
Awesome.
okay, we
Awesome.
won't tell her. But I appreciate those picks.
Because I like originals
Um,
more than Vampire Diaries too. So
Right.
yeah.
Right. Do you guys think that the fight with Santiago was filmed way longer and they just cut it down for time? Because that's what it kind of felt like.
No, I don't think they can.
Fascinating. I just think they did that.
It was just so like,
I don't think
Oh,
they
he's
knew
gonna
how
show
to
down
film
with
with
the-
the
oh,
sight.
alright.
So then they were just like, well,
how do we fight with the site?
I mean, nothing can be Halloween 5. They
That's
mastered
Nothing
that.
can be
well,
Halloween
that, they were
5.
taking influence from that. They were like, what can defeat
Yeah.
a vampire to like the oldest vampire? Scythe.
Yeah, a scythe.
Scythe. It's like that one guy in the writer room. Scythe.
Scythe.
You know-
Yes.
You know what I'm now remembering? I feel like in the book, Armand came back for Louis, like went to America to find him, and Louis was like, nah.
Because he killed Claudia.
I think yeah, he was just like, I don't want any part of this. But like Armand went after him, and I kind of wanted that in this, but he didn't.
Yeah. Instead, though, they like killed Claudia, and after all of that, they were just walking, and then they were like, "I can't do this," and then it was just like that was
Ooh,
done.
that is
part
the
where he
thing. When
touched him and
Claudia-
he fell was
Oh, that
really
was
good.
cool.
Like
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
I don't know if it was film. It was,
Isn't it
the
crazy
art
they
was good.
killed Claudia?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
When Claudia dies in the book, it's like
That's crazy.
devastating. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
'Cause
which
she's
I
so
think-
important.
Mark, like what you were saying, like the way they showed like her charred body and like how it fell apart, I was like, that was good.
It was very
like that was
Sandman-esque.
horrifying.
Very.
Guys,
Yes,
I'll
exactly.
give you one guess as to what movie started playing after Interview with the Vampire.
It's over.
Is it same vibes as Interview with the Vampire?
Exactly same vibes.
Fight Club.
No.
The Lost
Art?
Boys.
I don't.
No.
I don't know. I don't know anything that's the same.
Throw
vibes
it a
as
guess.
this.
7 Years in Tibet.
What?
It's a Brad Pitt movie. I don't from the 90s.
It's Zoolander.
It's Zoolander.
Okay, you know what? That
Wonderful.
does have the same vibes.
I get
It
it.
does.
Derek Zoolander as a vampire. I'd watch that movie.
Oh hell yeah! Oh my god, let's make it happen.
Oh.
Someone get Ben on the phone.
Ben. Somebody get Justin Theroux on the phone.
Someone can
Try to
just
see
turn
what-
on. He's probably on
I
the
have-
floor.
He's
right
Oh,
now.
he's
he's on the
always
floor.
on the
There's
floor.
no way he's
Always on the
He's always
And
on
he's
the
definitely
Ground.
not wearing sleeves.
He's
And
always
not wearing
wet
sleeves,
on the
doing something
floor.
weird on the ground.
always on the
He's either sweaty or just wet from bathwater on the floor.
Yes, always, always.
Dirty bathwater. What is going on with that bathwater?
Dirty,
Why
dirty
did they make the
bathwater.
bathwater so
This is the-
dirty?
This is
Dirty.
the second time we've talked about. This is in a row we've talked about bathwater on the podcast.
Yeah, you're right.
If anyone,
Podcast in a row.
Good call.
if anyone's listening, who hasn't watched The Leftovers, watch it
Uh-oh.
just for him sliding out of the bathtub.
There we go.
He slides out of it.
Oh, no.
I said, yeah, he like.
How
onto
does
the
that?
floor.
Kelly, it's like he gets birthed from it every time.
Yeah.
We'll have to watch.
I've never seen a human being so slippery.
Kelly, we did talk about bathwater on both of them, and let's just say, after thinking about The Leftovers, I get it. From last week.
Yeah,
I get it.
Because
Sorry,
Justin Theroux?
Luke, you know what I'm talking about.
Okay,
you
but
gotta get close.
okay,
But,
in that
put
scene-
it in the
never mind.
context of Justin Theroux and his dirty bathwater. It's
Yeah,
like,
but he.
I
okay,
get it.
Yeah,
But he what? But he what, Luke?
No, he's just no. Yeah.
He what? I'm with you, Mark.
All right. Thanks.
I got it from the beginning.
You got it from the beginning. I needed to think about Justin Theroux.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
We
It's
got
just
you
in
there.
that
We
scene,
got
he's
you
like
there.
dead,
He's dead.
but then he wakes up.
Well, no, he's not dead. He's like that's in the dream world. That's in the purgatory.
Oh, okay. So you think it's purgatory?
Oh, Luke, don't get me started
Oh,
on
okay,
this.
okay.
Not now.
Anyway,
Would you guys recommend Interview with the Vampire to a stranger?
Yes, 100%.
Yes, but
I'd
I
say
would
go
want
watch
to
it
know
right now.
their live. I would recommend not to a stranger, to someone I know that I feel like doesn't vibe with these kind of movies.
Would
And I want them to
appreciate it.
live text me during
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. If I don't think
See
they'll
their
like
thoughts.
it,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
I feel like if I recommended it to someone, I'd have to like set it up, be like, it's unlike a lot of vampire things you've seen before. Like,
I feel
vibes wise, tonally.
The same thing I said last time of like I wouldn't recommend it to a casual moviegoer, but to the right person, I definitely would.
You would have to know they'd be like open to it.
Yeah.
Recommend it to everybody.
Yeah, of course you would.
It's kind of like
I had a great time.
when picking this movie, I had no idea if it was good or bad. I hadn't like looked up ratings or like because people talk
People
about
love it.
Yeah, it was like
It's a cult classic.
it's a cult classic, but like I kind of liked going in being like, this could be terrible or it could be
Yeah.
great. I don't know.
Yeah.
And we landed somewhere in the middle,
It
and
was-
that's kind of what I like.
It was objectively like maybe not great, but it was perfect.
At certain
It
aspects,
was
yes.
perfect.
that was Christian Slater.
Christian Slater's in Zoolander. Also, Donald Trump.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Unfortunately, how about when he shows up in Little Rascals
Yeah.
out of fucking nowhere?
Extended period almost.
Yeah,
Oh.
for an extended period of
he's
time because
the
he plays the
dad.
little fuckhead's dad, which
Yeah.
makes
Oh,
sense.
that-
Which makes a lot of sense.
Because
Makes
he's
a
big
lot of
fuckhead.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's the big fuckhead and little fuckhead.
Luke, would you
God
recommend
bless.
this movie?
Is-
Yeah.
We got Luke's answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was a hesitant. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
The
and
carpet from
pause.
The Shining.
I think that perfectly sums up the movie. Yeah.
Oh, we have to wheel to see if it's me or Kelly for the next pick.
Oh, my
yeah.
god,
Next week we have to figure it out.
Mark! If it's you, I'm gonna. Nope. Can't say that.
50-50 shot here.
All right, is it gonna be me or Kelly? Kelly, how do you want to do this? Kelly, do you want to?
We can't have Zoolander on the screen while we record. We're too distracted. What? You guys
never
know what
mind.
my favorite scene from Zoolander is?
Oh
David
God,
Bowie?
what?
Oh no, they talk.
Oh, it's David Bowie. But it's also the gas station fight.
Yeah, the gas station fight.
Obvious.
All right.
Yes, the gas.
Everyone's paused again. I'm talking.
Yeah,
for audio.
he's a baby, and he's one of his model friends that blows up in the gas station fight.
I had no idea.
Okay, you guys
One of the
ready?
posters just said "bad man."
I'm ready. Kelly, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Kelly, Mark. Kelly, you're in red, if that makes it easier.
It's gonna land on Mark. You know, that's
We
the prediction.
yeah.
Okay.
Luke and I have been saying all week that's gonna land on Mark. So
Nope.
Kelly.
Oh no.
What is the
Way to
movie?
prepare.
I know exactly what I'm picking,
Winners,
and you guys
God.
are in for a treat.
Oh,
Oh
no.
yeah, this is a good one.
You're gonna get mixed up with another movie. Okay.
Oh, no.
So, okay, my pick is Crime Wave.
Yes, I
Matt?
know which one you're talking about. Okay.
Mark,
'Cause-
Mark.
It's a good movie.
I have a feeling you're not gonna like any of my picks.
Crime Wave?
Crime Wave. Specifically the one that it's 2 words, not 1 word. It's 2 words. It says
No.
it says 1985 on Letterboxd, but it says 1987 when you look it up on the TV.
What? Okay, so not the one from
You have to
53,
look
from
for the one-
85?
No. 85. Yeah.
Look
Oh,
for
it's
the
an hour
one
20.
that's yes, it's 80 minutes. Look for the one in the director and the star of it and the man who did everything. Yes, that one. Look for that one. This one. You can't see.
Perfect.
John forgot how to say his last name.
There's
Ice.
Kelly.
How would you
only
guys pronounce
700 people have
P-A-I-Z?
reviewed this movie.
Pies.
It's one of my
And we're
favorite
two of them.
movies.
We're two of them.
Kelly, what is
so
this?
much?
What is happening? Can you
Don't
Hold
look at the pictures. Don't look at the pictures.
Okay, but look at this.
Stop looking at the pictures.
Okay, I'm not.
It's
I'm
a
not.
spoiler. Okay, how would you guys pronounce P-A-I-Z-S?
I would probably pies.
Pies? John
Pies?
Pies. That's the
Pies? I
one.
don't know. Yeah.
It is available on some free streaming with ads.
It's freebie. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, I saw. Freebie.
By the
Freebie.
way, I saw an article today that Freebie might be shutting down in the next month or two, so it's good we do this now.
Freebie is IMDb
but-
TV that changed to Freebie that is
So-
also owned by Amazon.
It probably will get moved to Amazon even
All
if it
that
shuts
content's
down.
just going to
so
move
it'd
to
be
Prime because Prime just started doing
know.
ads before the stuff.
Yeah.
Before
Yeah.
the content, and you can pay $3 to
Okay.
take it off. And
Oh, it's before the content
yeah,
though, not
so
in the
it's
middle of it?
literally
Oh,
fine.
that's
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fine. I'll watch it.
So
It's
I
like watching
watched
trailers.
some Broadchurch in
Yeah,
Prime,
Kind of like it.
and there were like 2 breaks, like
Oh,
during.
okay.
I thought
episode.
that was like on a different.
Maybe
Oh.
movies and TV are different because I've
On
watched 2
Amazon.
movies since, and they haven't had ads during it all. Because
Okay.
Saltburn didn't.
But that was
I-
like. That's considered a Prime movie though. I
It
thought.
is.
So-
It is.
Oh,
so-
like an exclusive. I see what you're saying.
Okay, not the one from 1986 that comes up, not the one from 1954, not the other one from 1986 that comes up. This one on Freebie with this giant head.
Take a picture.
Alright,
Take a
you guys
picture
are-
and circle the one that it's
It's the
supposed
one
to.
with 12 ratings.
12?
Amazon.
All right,
the one.
Uncle
That's
Pat,
one.
you know your assignment for next
Watch
week.
Crime Wave.
Crime
please.
Wave, but the right one. Kelly, you're gonna have to explain it again. Which one it is? 12
Okay,
reviews
it's the
on
one
Freebie.
that's 2 letters. It's the one that's 2 words, crime and then wave, not just crime.
Yeah,
wave.
but on the
It's
cover,
written-
it's 1 word.
This poster is
it's-
wild.
Yes. Okay, it's the one that's 2 words, but on the cover it's 1 word.
12 reviews.
On Letterboxd it says it's from 85, but on the TV it says it's
Tell me, how did you first hear of this movie?
I literally could not tell you.
Oh.
I don't know.
It's really good. It was really good.
I showed Luke. I watched it on my own, and then Luke came down the next day, and I showed Luke. Luke's
It's
seen
only
it.
an hour 20.
He
It's like
likes
a
it too,
perfect
so it's
amount
not
of time
just
for a
me.
movie.
I love it. I love it.
It's the one that's rated a 6.8 on IMDb.
Okay.
And it's
Honestly-
an hour 20.
Yeah, but
A
is that
6.8 for
Oh, I
like.
don't know if that's right.
No, it is right. I just looked it up. I
Okay.
think it was a 6.8. But a 6.8 for like a super independent
Yeah.
cult movie is pretty good.
Oh yeah, he did everything with this movie, and a lot of the extras were his family members, and
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
like
Respect.
budget
It's
of $50
the,
bucks. It's
um,
really good.
Okay, so but if you're looking for it, it's the one that was starring, written, and directed by John Piaz.
Pies, I
Pies.
guess.
John Pies.
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 He choked on some pie.
Luke, I
Oh,
was prepared.
we have to watch that this weekend.
Again? Of
We have
course.
to watch Hot Rod.
Why not?
because Trini and I have been
Oh,
wanting
okay.
to
Oh, of course.
I thought you meant Crime Wave.
Oh
What?
no.
rewatch it. We'll see.
Well, no, because if we watch it together, we'll have nothing to talk about on the pod.
That's fair.
That is
Oh,
true.
good
We have to
call.
watch
We
both.
can't watch
Good
it
call,
together.
good
Right.
call,
You
good
said
call,
the
good call.
pod.
The
Good call, good call.
You're so true for that.
Um, that got me excited. I'm so glad
That's-
it landed on me. I thought for sure it was gonna land on you, Mark. You can ask Luke. I've been saying all week it's gonna land on Mark, and I'm gonna have to last.
It's funny that you've
Well,
just
Mark-
been like thinking about it because I have not thought about it and I almost forgot to do it right now. So
Well, because I knew I wanted to pick
I
this.
do
Well,
have my
Mark,
movie for next week. So
Yeah,
I
prepare
didn't
yourself for
have
next
it
week.
last week. Last week I would have been at a loss.
let's say
Oh.
I've been stewing. Like I know which one and it's been the same
Mm.
one, but it doesn't need to be
I'm
any
so excited.
rush.
Do you
Like,
guys
watch this.
mind that when I pick movies, like I'm trying to do ones that I've never seen either, just so that we're all
That's
kind of in the
perfect.
dark? Okay.
We'll do
I'm-
that for other ones.
It
just
doesn't matter.
depends.
I like doing it to make me watch movies that I've been meaning to watch that I have not gotten around to.
Let's just say when I pick my
Yeah.
one next week, I think it makes sense. The genre that all of us picked for the first one is like Luke's was an indie good movie that just came out. Matt's is one that we haven't
Indie?
seen.
Saltburn was not an indie movie.
No, he means Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
Oh, he
Yeah,
means Indiana
that's
Jones.
Yeah. It's like indie
Officer
vibes.
Jones.
Indie vibes almost.
Like it was trying to be an A24 movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kelly's is something that has 700 reviews. And then when you see mine, it'll make sense. Come like how,
Okay, okay.
yeah.
Is it?
No, you no,
Oh, I'm fascinated.
can't. No,
I'm
you're
so
gonna be,
ready.
no, you shouldn't be.
I got you.
Oh, no, will I hate it? Here, Mark. I'm gonna always pick a movie you're gonna hate, and you're gonna always pick a movie I'm.
Well, now we have our order, so you're always gonna go before me, so I know how much I can go. Like Kelly,
Yes!
if you go
Oh,
Eraserhead, I'm going Godzilla versus Kong. I'm telling you right now.
I think I'll have a better time with Godzilla vs Kong than you will with Eraserhead.
Fine.
I
What's a
love
movie that I
Eraserhead. That's
love?
a good pick.
What's a movie that I love that Kelly would hate? Fast and Furious 6.
Yeah,
Oh,
I just couldn't.
yeah.
I just would be so bored.
If I rewatch Eraserhead ever, I want it to be with all of you again because I don't
It's
think I can handle it any other way.
What are we talking about? My
Eraserhead.
headphones unplugged.
Eraserhead.
Oh, I said if I ever
How
watched
would-
Eraserhead again, I would have to watch it with you or with all of you because I don't think I could handle
This
it.
weekend.
Hey,
Mm,
it's
I'm
my
not-
birthday
I'm not
weekend.
s-
In the
I'm not
restaurant.
subjecting
In
Katie
the
to a
restaurant.
It's also
Eraserhead.
my birthday weekend.
That's true. Katie will be there and Trini. Do you want to
Celebrating
subject
it
them to that?
together.
I'm not making them watch Eraserhead.
They can watch
Eraserhead,
Bluey.
more like Eraser. Yeah, yeah.
Guys, we're watching some Bluey.
I'm excited for some Bluey.
We're
I'm
past the
excited for
2 hour
some
mark.
Crime
We're
Wave.
past the 2 hour mark.
I'm
of our
excited for
recording.
some Crime
Oh,
Wave.
God.
So Crime
We
Wave
just talked
next
so
week, the
much.
one that
Really good.
has one word but two
Crime Wave.
words, but
It's really good.
is
It's really
12
good.
ratings, but it's on
It's
three
from two
ratings.
different years. Has
Two
two
different
Yeah,
years.
that's
It's
the
really
one.
good.
So Uncle Pat, that's
The
your assignment
poster
for
is
next
different.
week.
The poster is different on Letterboxd than it is on IMDb.
Don't
Yep.
worry about it.
Okay. Okay.
All right, I'm ending it. Goodbye.
All right, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.